Hey,
Hey.
what's up, everybody? Welcome to Monday. We're missing somebody.
Yeah.
We know. Ed's got some family engagements to handle today, so he made Jonas for the second half of the show. But for the first half of the show, it's just going to be me and Jimmy
Yeah. This is
doing what we
it.
can.
Right?
We're
We'll be
trying to figure
okay.
this thing out. We were talking off camera about my confusion about the Pokemon cards, but we're not going to get into that again. That was
Yep.
it's a little more than I can. It confuses me so much. Like I don't know why.
Right.
In a box in the garage is here. Howdy, howdy. Got the whatnot shirts today. Loving them. Awesome.
Same. See?
Happy.
Does that look familiar?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. Got the. This is from Myrtle Beach. That's where this one's from. I got this. There's this really cool store in Myrtle Beach. It's like 80s, 70s, 80s, and 90s rewind, and it's not like I don't know. It's not that like your typical one where it's just like a bunch of like remade junk from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. It's like they have T-shirts
Yeah.
that somebody made. Like I have a T-shirt that's from like Beverly Hills Cop, and it says, "Look, man, I ain't falling for the banana in the tailpipe" on it, and it's got Eddie
Right.
Murphy on it.
Right.
And I'm like, this is the greatest store ever.
Dude, that is awesome.
Yeah, I could have spent half of my vacation budget in that store without a doubt in my mind. So, it was great.
It's like winning.
Oh yeah, if you ever go to Myrtle, man, it's down in the. It's I can't remember the name of the place now. It's like this big boardwalk area. I can't remember the name now.
Okay.
It's gonna escape me, but it's like not on the beach. It's off. Like it's called Broadway. That's what it's called. Broadway.
Broadway. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch
I
of
was gonna say
shops
that.
and stuff.
That's like, was it over by the pier?
No, so it's like inland. It's like inland, but it's. I guess they got like a. I don't know, like a little pond or something that's in the middle of it. So there's like alligators and ducks and stuff
Okay.
swimming in the pond. And there's these fish that you can feed, and they are they are aggressive.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think I think they're catfish too. And like me and Sarah were feeding them, and you go and you buy like this little cup of whatever food they give you, and then you dump it into the water, and like you just get these mounds of fish just jumping on top of one another. It's crazy. But
It's
yeah,
catfish or carp, probably. Carp.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, we used to have a place called Americana. Man, you used to be able to feed those fish or take the paddle boats out, man. You'd be
Oh, yeah.
running over them fish. It's like you're bouncing off of them.
Yeah. I can imagine that's the way they didn't have. I don't think they might have had paddle boats out there. They had a speedboat that looked fun,
Yeah, yeah,
but
that'd be cool.
it was crazy. It's a cool area.
Yeah,
But anyways, yeah, this is where
yeah.
this shirt came from. I will definitely go when we go back. I will definitely have to go back to that store. Laura's here. Hello. Bearded
Hello.
PokeTuber in the house. Hey y'all, what's happening? Hi there. Hope everyone's having a good week. Marketplace Boutique. Hope you are as well. And
Yeah,
this lady, I don't know, she keeps coming on our lives. It's weird.
yeah.
This cool T-shirt.
How did you hear about us? I'm
That's right.
joking.
Are you new? Are you a new subscriber? I would love that shirt. I use the term all the time. Grateful? Oh, it's actually Grateful Dead shirt.
It's
But
like, I just took mine down.
yeah,
I'll
what's that
show
one you got
everybody.
back there?
Oh, this is the Harley shirt I pulled Sunday.
Okay.
So yeah. Before I list it and say goodbye to it, I was just gonna So there's the front of that shirt. I was
Oh, that thing's sweet.
Yeah, and then obviously because nobody could see the back, see Jerry's in the back.
Yeah. What year is it from? Is it after Jerry died?
Yeah, it'd have to be because this is a single stitch. So, or no, he was probably still
He
alive
died in
then.
like
So
95, 96, I think.
yeah, it was close. But yeah, this
Yeah.
is the only. When I
Might
showed
even been
Sarah,
99.
that's the only flaw of the shirt. It's
I
kind
don't
of
think
bummer.
anybody's going to care. Is it a
Yeah,
rip or a stain?
it's a little stressed hair.
Oh,
As
okay.
you, yeah, as you can tell.
Yeah, no, I don't care about that.
But yeah, but the front of it, man. I mean, there's a lot going on with it.
Yeah, wow.
Like
Considering
the
that.
Grateful Dead Uncle Sam right there.
Yeah, I love that guy. I have
Yeah, I've actually.
on here. I have one of their records. It was live from one of their concerts, and it's the guy with the long arms smacking himself in the head with an ice cream cone. And I also have the
Okay.
shirt, but it's that their cartoons are awesome. So
Yeah.
Laura says, "Are you still moving the live shows? How soon?" It's going to be a while, Laura. I am going to eventually move them, but it's going to be a while. I'm going to have to. I'll give you guys like a good solid month and a half notice before I have to figure out the logistics of it, and I don't know. We want to build this show too, so it's like but it will move eventually. I just need to figure out the logistics and start doing like pop-up lives on there and stuff just to get the channel having some stuff to some content in it too. So it's catfish. That's what it was. Catfish.
Catfish.
Hi, Susan.
Okay.
She says, yeah, or carp. I think it was catfish though.
Yeah, they're both bottom feeders. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Either way. This is making me want to go on vacation. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Waves. Hi, Craig's mom. William's here. Hi, William.
Hey, William.
Kristen's here. The high bidder on
Kristen.
the picker. Thank you for stopping by. And Europe 72. That was the name of the
Okay.
record. It's a 3-record album, and it like, I don't know if you've ever heard like their live shows or something. It's almost them tuning their instruments for like 20 minutes and then they get into a song. Some of it's hard to listen to, but yeah, 3 records, live show, and it's long to say the least, but
Yeah.
that was their appeal, I guess. I don't know. I watched that. There's a documentary on them, and like people love that about them, that they just like stand out there and tune their guitars and kind of stop songs until they got it right, and then all of a sudden start a song, and then I don't know. Anyways, we'll get off that subject. So
yeah, because anymore you got to pay VIP tickets to see that. You know.
that's right. Yeah, maybe they were onto something.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
They're ahead of their time. Like all these idiots that were collecting shirts 10 years ago. Now,
Right.
I would kill to have them. I was talking to a friend of mine about this, and my dad used to have this shirt that I really want to know if he still has it. So it's an old IBM shirt, and it's got a picture of an I, a picture of a bumblebee, and then an M. And it says IBM on it, and then that's it. And I'm like,
Okay.
man, if he still has that shirt, I bet it's worth a ton.
Right. Yeah, because
So-
I know the original Apple shirts are crazy too.
Yeah, that's what actually got me thinking about it, because someone
Yeah.
found like an Apple jacket with like the
Yeah.
old logo on it. And I'm like, yeah, that's going to be worth a ton of money. And it is. It's worth a couple $100. And I'm like, I bet that IBM shirt would be worth some money, because they're all but gone. Well, no, I guess they're not. I guess they still make laptops, don't they? And they do like the cloud computing and stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So either way, but when we were
Right.
kids, that was the IBM was the thing. Like, you know, it was either Apple computers or IBM computers or IBM compliant or whatever computers, and you were like,
Right.
I don't understand any of this.
And that was with the big floppies, right?
They
or
both
were they
had 'em.
still? Or, okay, the flat
They-
ones.
Yeah, but you remember those things when we were in like grade school?
Oh yeah.
Did you guys have a computer lab?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Was it like, because so like our computer lab was in this, like at first it was in like one of those temporary buildings, and then they moved it into like this, but it was like not connected to the school. Like you had to walk outside the school and like make a left, and then there was the computer lab. And was yours like super janky like ours? Because ours, a couple of the computers were using like televisions as monitors.
No, see, ours started out in our classroom. Like we had like 3 computers, but then when we moved to the junior high, they were like, it was like a spin off of our library.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we had the colorful Apple, you know, the ones with had like the pink, the blue, the green. The
Oh,
domes,
okay. Yeah,
where
yeah.
you could actually see inside the computer. So
Yeah.
that's what really started our computer labs. But yeah, they were just a offset of our library, you know.
Yeah.
It's still janky, but
Ours, we had the original Apple IIe's. I guess I'm a little older than you. So yeah, we had the original Apple IIe's, and they were like, some of them were connected to computer screens, some of them weren't, and like we actually had played Oregon Trail. Like
Oh
that
yeah.
was part of our curriculum to play Oregon Trail and die of dysentery because I always killed everybody because I never fed them correctly. So
That game made me mad once, man. I beat the plague, which was weird, but then I got bit by a rattlesnake and died. I was like, how I just what's going on here?
that's right.
Game
Yeah.
never made no sense. I was
No,
okay.
they remade it. You can download it on your phone and play. Me and Sarah were playing it, and it's still so frustrating. I
Don't
forgot
tell me
like
that. I'll be downloading it now.
you had to go out and hunt. I don't remember if that was the original part of the game, but you had to go out and hunt and then bring food back. And like people would get like,
Oh,
like a broken ankle or something. And then you'd have to like
yeah.
basically drag them along until you got to a town to where they could get healed. And it's awful. Oh, what a stress. I'm getting stressed just thinking about it. So, are you talking about fish? No, but they are also known for that.
I would,
Okay. Cool.
I'd like I would like to have some of their shirts too. Some of
Hmm.
their
Yeah, for
fish
sure.
shirts do sell well.
Yeah. This is a tough one. When was the last time you were at a concert and who was it? You can go first because I'm
Hmm.
going to need to think about that one. I'm trying to think of the last concert I was at.
Jen, you watching? No, I couldn't.
Tell me what it was.
Uh, shoot, man.
If you're talking like a concert and not just going to see like, because I had a few friends that did live music and I'd go see them all the time. But a concert, I'd have to say it's probably Dave Matthews from like the late 2000s because I don't think I've been to a concert since.
Yeah, I want to say my last one was Journey, like with
That's
the
good.
new singer, not the. Um,
The guy
yeah,
from
'cause
Korea.
it was them and Asia and
Wow.
somebody else. Which the only original member of Asia was the drummer,
That's
but,
right.
but it was still cool to see. I mean, hear the music,
Yeah. Who was yours, Kristen? We need to know.
Yeah,
So, yeah, the 5 1/4 floppy. That was the big, like one that you could actually bend in half and had the big hole in the middle of it.
yep.
And those disc drives you could hear 2 rooms over because they're so loud.
Sound like a plane propeller.
You mean a 3D printed save icon? Yeah, that's right. It's the save icon. Wow. Still have an Apple IIe out in the garage. They're worth some money.
Yeah, I say definitely price that thing.
Yeah, they're worth a lot of money. Uh, Dang, in your classroom, I remember when there was only one for the whole school district. We played Oregon Trail. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Sarah hated it when the raft wagon thing sank.
yeah. 'Cause you'd be like so close, but
Yeah. That's right. Or you could try and forge the river without the raft, and that never worked. Like it never
or
worked.
your horse drowned.
Yeah.
Because you could never win on the river, man. I could
No.
never win.
No. Commodore 64 with a cassette tape drive. Wow.
Wow.
That's out there.
I
Um,
really, I really don't remember the Commodore. I don't
I,
remember it.
I had one like way after they were a thing. Like my uncle gave me
Right.
one. And he's like, "Here, if you want to mess around with it, you could take it." And this was probably like late '90s when I got it, and I remember
Yeah.
like plugging it into the television and being like, "This thing's stupid." So, Bearded PokeTuber's last concert was Weezer in 2019. Ah,
Nice.
Sarah. Marilyn Manson. Oh, she said, just kidding. My last was the
You ever
Spin Doctors a long time ago. Worst concert ever. Wow.
Yeah, I saw Spin Doctors too.
Are
Yeah,
they
it
bad?
was.
Are they bad live or something?
Yeah, they do not sound like Spin Doctors. I mean, I mean, Two Princes sounds like Two Princes, but yeah, they were so off key and everything. It was pretty bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen Marilyn Manson live, dude. He puts on a show.
I believe it. I've never seen him
Yeah,
live. I don't know. Yeah, I've never seen him. I don't know why, because he came to Pittsburgh a lot, and my friends went, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't want to go. I
Yeah, it
wasn't really
was.
into that, scene. I guess I
Yeah,
don't know.
because it was weird because we saw Kiss, and then we went and saw Rob Zombie and Marilyn Manson, then we saw Journey. So it was a weird
Yeah,
row of concerts, man.
it is. Yeah, they the last concert that he came through here for was the Dope Show concert,
Okay.
and that was when he kind of had like feminine parts also, and he was kind of that
Yeah.
was like the exceptionally odd Marilyn Manson, and then there was the leading up to that when him and Trent Reznor had a thing or whatever. I don't know. There was too
Yeah.
much going on there, so it really wasn't my scene per se. Um, Rural Squirrel, my last one was pre-pandemic for sure. Maybe 2019 Goo Goo Dolls with plain white tees, or maybe Journey like Jimmy. They were with Def Leppard for me though. Interesting.
Yeah, that'd have been cool.
That would have been a cool, yeah. With Def Leppard, yeah, I would have gone to see that. I don't know. Concerts always worry me now because like I think I'd be the guy that would want to sit down and listen to the music. And I'd be like,
Yeah.
stop it, sit down, listen to the people. It's let's see. I've heard horror stories about live Smash Mouth concerts. I'd believe that. I can't imagine they sound all that great. You
I
know who
was
was
young when I
really?
saw them.
Did you ever see them? I never saw them. They were
Yeah.
trying to think of the. Oh, I know the song that one of the songs they sing. Very
Yeah.
popular TikTok song now.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, I was 9 years old when I saw them, so they were probably cool then. I mean,
they probably were.
they're probably horrible. My dad was probably like, "Why did I waste my money?" Probably.
Yeah, I the best one of the best concerts I ever saw was Stone Temple Pilots. They were awesome
Oh, that
live.
would be cool. Yeah, that
Yeah,
would be cool.
they were really good. But at the time, who was the lead singer? He's gone now, but Scott something. That was when he said he
Mm.
was sober. And when
Yeah,
he came out on stage, I was like, that guy ain't sober anymore. There's no way.
yeah, you could tell. Yeah, you could
Yeah.
tell.
So, in a box in a garage that saw Smash Mouth when they first came out at a small venue here in Vegas. They were great at that time. Oh, interesting. Never saw them live after that. Wow. Went to see Metallica in Omaha 2009. That was nuts. Wanted to try the mosh pit, but Mr. Squirrel wouldn't let me. You know, it's funny. Looking at you, Kristen, I would never think that you would be at a Metallica concert. I don't know.
Right.
You don't
Or
strike
want to
me
be
as
in
the
a
yeah.
or want to be in a mosh pit. I mean,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
I mean, she does go to the bins. How much different could it
Yeah,
be?
well, that's true. And she does want to go to LA, so all right. I
Yeah,
give her I
okay.
give her I give her props. So never mind.
The Goo Goo Dolls made sense to me. Journey made sense to me. Metallica, that didn't make sense to me, but whatever. I like Metallica. I'm a fan, so I'm
Yeah,
a big fan.
as weird as I've never seen them live. It's kind of crazy. Of all the heavy metal bands I have seen, I don't know why I've never seen them. It's wild,
They're,
isn't it?
I remember their tickets being really expensive because they came
That would
here.
that might be it.
I actually think they're playing a stadium tour here this year. I think they're playing PNC Park this year.
Might
Maybe.
have to make a trip.
Yeah, that's right. Um, Crazy stuff I've heard about their more recent tours. Oh, okay, interesting. Fart Sack Jack likes either your shirt or mine. I'm not sure which one. Wild Squirrel, you're even cooler now. That's right.
I think he's thinking of your Grateful Dead shirt,
I
probably.
think maybe. Yeah, it's one of my favorite shirts. It's weird. Like some of these like tie-dyed shirts actually seem to hold up better because they like put them on a heavier like t-shirt, so it seems like they hold up. Like the liquid blue ones are super well made too. And this
Yeah.
isn't a liquid blue; it's a Gildan. But oh, so you got any
I can
fun
see that.
reselling stores?
Oh, yeah. Actually, today when I was sitting at work, I just like face palmed myself because I made a mistake, and hopefully it goes smooth. I don't know.
What'd you do?
So So obviously, well, no, if nobody else knows out here. I started cross listing last Wednesday on Vendu. That's why I was hoping Ed would be here to hear this. Well, so obviously with cross listing, I can put stuff on Macari, right?
Hmm.
So since last Wednesday, I've had 3 Macari sales. Well,
Nice.
well, I sold a sweatshirt on Macari. I was like, screw it, let it go.
Yeah.
Well, I put it in a priority mail bag and didn't even think about it because I was packing eBay up too because I was rushing
Uh,
this morning. And I put the FedEx home label on top of that bag. So I was like, oh no. I don't know what's going to come out of it. I just hope they don't charge them. I'd rather them charge me than the actual person. Or if they
so
just send
wait,
it back, I'd be happy with it.
was it going to the right? Is that going to the right person?
It was, but I put a FedEx home label on a priority mail bag, like the
Okay, so the
on the
label's right. The priority
yeah,
mail.
I put it on this. It's just bad,
Oh, it'll go. FedEx doesn't care.
right? I just
Yeah, I think if you put a first class label on like a priority thing and tried to send it, then the UPS
yeah.
USPS would care. But I think FedEx, they'll probably just let it go.
I hope. I mean, because I was like, dang it. But
That's all right. We ship something to you without a label on it. Did Sarah tell you?
yeah. Well, I was joking with her. I was like, I bought that shirt off you guys off Poshmark. It was 5 pound. You could have probably got everything in there because I
That's
didn't know
right.
she was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I was like, well, I mean, you could have snuck it in there. I mean, it's five. They give you 5 pounds. I mean,
Yeah, you
that shirt
totally
ain't
could have.
right.
Yeah. So yeah, we had 74 packages yesterday, and they were all like in this room behind me, and yours was leaning up against the shelves here, and I
Right.
just grabbed it and put it in a bag. And Sarah's like, "Oh crap, you put that in the bag." I'm like, "Well, yeah, you're gonna have to find it and take it out of there." And she's like, "Okay, yeah, I will." And so she was like, this morning she's like, so Jimmy's box is gone because we literally just left it in there and all it says is Jimmy written on the front of it and there's no shipping label. And I'm like, oh, I'm like, did he buy that stuff? And she's like, no, I was just sending it to
Yeah,
him.
like
And I'm like,
yeah, it's
oh,
okay.
okay. So
But no, I was like, yeah, I sent her back the message. I was like, moment of silence of the lost McDonald's items that are in the world now.
hopefully somebody at the post office collects that stuff and is a Browns fan.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Adam's like, just get this Browns stuff out of my house, please.
Oh, I meant to say, I forgot about this. You just made me remember. I was gonna send you this and joke around with you that people got to stop leaving their trash at the bins.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, oh, I wasn't gonna. It was kind of nasty, or else I would have just grabbed it and sent it to you. But I was gonna. I took a
Yeah.
picture and I was gonna text you, and then I don't remember what happened. I think
Yeah.
there was some drama going on at the bins with our corner crew, so I think that's why I forgot.
Yeah, that happened. Yeah, man. Yesterday was Sunday, right? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hmm.
But anyways, it's been a crazy Monday, so I don't even know what today is anymore. But
No.
yeah, our t-shirts, boys, man. One got escorted out, man.
What do you do?
Well, like I said, when I in my video I say I pulled those three Harley shirts, and this is
Yeah,
one. Well, these college kids have been coming in pretty regularly, and you
yeah,
know when you I don't know about your guys' bins, but when they're about to bring out the new bins, everybody just lines up.
yeah. That's what happens at ours.
Well, these college kids have been coming in, and well, this one shoved one of the t-shirt boys. This is like your guys' corner crew, right? These are
Yeah,
the dudes that are there every single day. They
yeah,
know they know the rhythm, and they're cool dudes. If you
yeah.
if you work something out with them, you know they'll hook you up or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so obviously like when this I seen this shirt right off the bat because it literally lined up right in front of me. I was like,
Oh, that's
oh
the
yeah,
best.
this is it. Well, so I got a rhythm now. When I go for shirts, I go up underneath them so I can just grab a handful, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I did not realize 3 Harley shirts were there. So, and
Nice.
then one of the other t-shirt boys were like, "Are you going to get that Harley shirt?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay." So, I mean, we work in paths.
Yeah, sure.
Well, this college kid like pushes the main t-shirt boy out of the way and reaches over and grabs 4 crew necks. This dude puts him in a full Nelson, man. I wish
No
I could have
kidding.
been recorded. Yeah.
That's
Well
awesome.
then, well then they kind of broke it up. Well, it come out it was weird. It was an old Michigan. It was almost like that Penn State shirt you guys have. It's got the rip.
The
It had rips all
shredded,
over it.
yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, the t-shirt boy wanted it, so he followed this dude over to his cart, and they just start arguing over there. And then finally, the guy's like, "You know what? Nobody deserves it." He grabs his cart, he dumps his cart all over the place, kicks his stuff all the way out. So I don't know if the dude's welcome back or not, man. I was like,
That's
what is
awesome.
going on? I was like, over
Oh
a
man.
sweatshirt.
Oh, if
But
only you could have recorded that.
I
Maybe
know.
that's why your guy doesn't want it recorded, because stuff
I
like
don't
that
know.
happens.
Well, I've been going there for 2 years, and this is the first time I've seen this.
Yeah.
But but again, this was the first time I've went back to back days, right? Saturday and Sunday. And then Saturday, those college kids were annoying.
Yeah.
It just they kept pushing us, and I'm like, come on, man, you don't got to shove us, man. Just
Yeah, and they did. There was a couple guys that they weren't really pushing, but this guy was just kept kind of hip checking me the whole time. And like
yeah,
I looked over and I'm like, dude, stop. He's like, what? I'm like, you don't need to be that close to me. And he's like, what? And I'm like, it's Goodwill bins, dude. We're not panning for gold here. Like this is,
right,
you might miss
yeah,
a $20 t-shirt. Like settle down.
yeah,
Like and I looked at him and I was going to say, you don't know what you're looking for anyways, because you don't. Like I've seen what you and your
right,
boys are bringing back to the cart. It's crap. So don't worry about
yeah.
it. You're going to, everything I want, you're going to not grab anyways. But
Well,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. But like I said, that's the first time I've ever seen a hostile like that. Generally, everybody's cool. We work together, and yeah, I mean, I've traded shirts with those guys, because they're like, well, that shirt's only like $15. I was like, well, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I mean, because they're just gonna throw it back.
Yeah.
So
Our drama was not nearly as cool. Not even
yeah,
close. But
I
we
wish I could have
did
filmed it.
find out some inside baseball on who got us thrown out because of recording.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So, according to one of Sarah's friends, there's a specific lady there that always tries to get people thrown out.
Okay.
And she's always there and she's always trying to get people thrown out of the bins because she wants as little competition as possible. And he's like, she's the one that reported you to the employees about recording. And we were like, okay, game on. Like,
So was
we're
this
not,
was this the same one that destroyed that one thing because
yes.
somebody else couldn't get it? Okay.
Yep.
So the
Same
same
lady.
lady.
Yeah. So yeah,
You
I
freaking
have a
Karens.
mission. I might make her famous.
Uh-oh.
It's very possible. Way behind in the comments, guys. I'm sorry. Who is the guy that's saying, but now he's making his two kids sing his songs? And daughter saw him about 4 or 5 years ago in the summer in Syracuse. Who's the guy that's saying, but now he's making his two kids sing his songs? I'm not sure. Laura, I don't know. Fartsack says, I have some of those shirts, Adam. Zeppelin and CPL Dead Liquid Blues. Nice. I like them. No promises, but I have shipped FedEx Smart Post in priority boxes a few times without thinking about it. So, there you go.
I hope this is my. Yeah, like I said, I'm not shipping out 74 items. I don't even know why I didn't pay attention, man. It
Yeah.
was my fault, like I
I
said.
think you're going to be fine. I don't think FedEx doesn't seem to care. Like the people taking the stuff at FedEx seem to care sometimes. Like, cause we've used
Yeah.
FedEx boxes for Smart Post and like, they'll warn us and they'll be like, yeah, I'll take this, but you shouldn't be using this for Smart Post. And then they just put it in the thing. And like, we have these envelopes and these envelopes are like perfect for photo albums. And every time I ship them in FedEx, I put them in those, and they're like, "You should really not ship ground stuff in that." And we're like, "Oh yeah, okay, won't do it next time." So
Whoopsies.
I've dropped off FedEx items at the post office before eventually it got there. Yeah, we have two. So,
Okay, yeah, that makes me feel better. I was like, this is so embarrassing.
yeah. Oh man, if you ever find a pair of vintage LA gear, I will send you an original license plate tag. I found one of mine from high school today. Don't know if it would add value or not. Man, if I could find a pair of LA gears, I'd be a happy man. I don't think many of them exist.
Mm-mm.
I've never seen one. Have you? Like those old
Vintage that
shoes?
like the old shoes. No,
Hmm. I wonder
yeah, man,
why.
I seen a pair of old Converse in the bins yesterday. Oh my goodness, it was crazy. So, some dude squealed out like he scored a pair of Jordans, man, when he found them. The one with the what is it? It's got like the I call it the greater than symbol with the star beside it,
Oh
like the old.
wow,
Yeah, dude, they were nice too, man. They had a little
wow.
bit of yellowing like the Air Force ones get,
Yeah, yeah.
but I was like, dude, that's so easy to fix, right, man? But yeah, he squealed. I mean, I was like, man, those are cool.
How do you fix the yellowing on Air Force ones?
You can take. Oh,
Because I have a pair of Air
you
Force
could
ones that have the yellow on them, and I've tried Magic Eraser. I've tried scrubbing them with OxyClean, and nothing seems to get it off.
you can take like hair whitener. You know what I'm talking about?
No,
Like you put it
like the
all the way
stuff.
around the sole. Yeah, like
Oh,
you'd highlight your hair. You could put that around them, and then you just wrap them up with in Saran wrap without getting
yeah.
them up on top, and just set them out in the sun, just like.
Oh, just
And
like the
then that
Cabbage
sun
Patches.
will, yeah,
Huh.
it turns them bright white.
I
Yeah,
have to
right
try
there,
that.
bleaching hair conditioner. Yeah, and then you just wrap them up, just set them out in the sun, and it takes about maybe. It depends how yellow they are. Like I said,
They're
I've
not
done mine a few
super yellow.
times.
They're not
So
super
it'd
yellow.
probably about 2 to 3 hours probably out in the sun,
How do you
and you
keep
just rinse them off.
the stuff? Do you like put like tape or something around the upper part to keep the
Yeah,
whitener from getting on the
just
fabric?
like your. I just wrap the bottoms of them.
Oh, okay. So you don't actually put the whitener on the shoe. Hello.
Hello.
You don't
We got
actually
a
put the.
special appearance,
Yeah, we got a
Craig's
special
mom.
appearance by Sarah.
Can everyone hear me clanking around the Tinker
No, I
Toy?
don't think. I don't know. Could you hear clanking the Tinker toys around?
A little bit.
A little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
So annoying. I hate these stupid things.
Hey,
So
you're
you
working.
do you
It's
just
okay.
put the conditioner on the plastic and then just put them out there, or do you like spread the conditioner on the shoe itself?
Just around the soles, and then you can
Yeah.
just wrap them with the like whatever you could put on your plastic bowl that you put in the fridge,
Yeah.
like saran wrap. Yeah, you just wrap it around it.
I'll have to try it.
Yeah, and the sun just bakes it. Hey, Karen.
Pittsburgh Karen. Karen for sure. Bleaching hair conditioner. Yeah. You
Mhm.
can unyellow an old SNES the same way. Interesting.
That is interesting. I didn't know that one, but makes sense.
Yeah. I might have to give it a shot because the ones I have I love. You saw them. I was wearing them in Ohio. They're like blue and pink
Hmm.
and purple and all kinds of weird colors, and I love them. But they're just yeah. The bottom is a little yellow, and I mean I don't care, but I would like to know how to get them back to white. So I'll have to give that a
Yeah,
shot.
yeah, just definitely YouTube it, man, and it works. It's crazy. Yeah, yeah, they just take that bleach hair conditioner with a toothbrush, and just scrub the soles with them, and then you just wrap them up in that saran wrap and stick them out in the sun, man, and
Does it have to be a
turn
warm
white.
day?
No,
We're
I've
gonna
done it.
just
I've done it on just a sunny day,
okay.
but
Yeah, I'll have to give that a
but
shot.
I mean, it's gonna be 60s this week, so
I
I
know.
think it'll be okay.
You know,
It's like crazy.
spring can't come too soon though. Like I don't want grass to be growing at the beginning of April.
I know that's
That would be bad.
I know that's what I was telling Jen this year. I was like, man, when was the last time I actually mowed in November? Like it was just crazy. We were still mowing.
Yeah, I don't
I
want
was
an
like,
early
what?
spring. Normally, I don't
No,
start cutting until like mid to end of April is about the time I
same.
normally start. But if it warms up too quickly, it'll start growing, and then I'll get phone calls while I'm in Las Vegas, and everyone's gonna be like, "I need my grass cut," and I'll be like, "Well, you're gonna have to wait because It's gonna be a win. It's gonna be at least a week. So yeah, but
Yeah,
then
pay Timmy down the road. Okay.
yeah, exactly. Just give him $20. Let him do it once.
He'll be all right.
Need tag sales. Yeah, that that is one of the things I'm looking forward to when it warms up is getting some garage sales in. That and I don't know about you, but like anywhere outside the bins, I've been struggling. Like it seems
Yeah.
like there's just not a lot of inventory outside of the Goodwill bins for us, and it's been a struggle.
Well, this is what I was trying to figure out. I was like, so I used to go to the Goodwills down from my work. Like they're 5 minutes from
Yeah.
my work, and I used to do my hour like lunch, and I'd film in there. But man, I walk around in there, I'm like, well, one, the prices are just so high anymore. But I'm like, I can't find nothing. Or are we just spoiled with the Goodwill bins right now? This is where I'm wondering.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out too. And I was just about to say this. I saw Adam Baldy Pal and Rosie today both went to thrift stores, and both of them had like just. She said she was out for 4 hours today and brought home one thing, one singular thing,
Yeah.
and then Adam went on his lunch break and he posted a picture of his cart on the way out, and it was empty. He's like, nothing, and I'm like, okay, so it's not just us. Great, that makes me feel a little better. But
I haven't been having luck either, so I don't know.
why the bin? That's what gets me is like, are we bottom feeding at the bin so much that like buying something for $1.54 is really not a big deal, whereas if we go to a thrift store, we don't want to spend $4 or $5 on something, or is the bins just that much better than any other store right now? Like that's what I'm trying to figure out.
I don't know because it's weird. I mean, I'm finding Wood and Thomas the trains at the bins, but I'm like, why am I not finding these at Goodwill when I go?
Yeah.
Because that's where they're coming from. I'm like, where? I don't
Yeah.
know.
And it's not like Goodwill has a thing about about selling complete things, because they sell incomplete stuff all the time. So it's not like
Yeah.
they wouldn't sell one Thomas the Tank. I don't know. It's weird because we do relatively well at the bins. Now we've
I do
hit
too.
kind of a dry spell with t-shirts lately, but we find other stuff. Like we found so many Victoria's Secret bras and like hoodies and stuff like that, but like I don't know. It's just weird that we're having so much luck there, but nowhere else. Like it seems like anytime we go somewhere else, it's just a total shutout.
Maybe it's leading up to garage sales. It's like
That's what I'm hoping.
I hope, man. That's what I said. I just hope garage sales aren't going to be like dry and be like, oh gosh,
Mm-hmm.
But hey, I don't know.
Rosie has a good theory. I actually like this. I think that is particularly that they don't have the staff to sort donations, so more is ending up at the bins. That makes sense.
That is
'Cause
true.
I was talking to the guy, so I still you may have forgotten about the quest we've had, but I have not. I'm still trying to find the rag shop, like trying. And what my figuring is that like, so the bins definitely bails things, right? And they send it
They
somewhere.
do. Yep.
So like I don't necessarily want the bales that are coming from the bins, but my figuring is that if they bail and send it somewhere, other stores are also sending things to this somewhere. You know what I mean? So like I highly doubt Goodwill has their own rag shop. So I'm thinking Goodwill bails these things, sends them out to this somewhere, and that somewhere is where I need to be. So I talked to the manager of the bins, and I'm like, hey man, do you know where this stuff goes? Like when it's all said and done and you guys finally, it's been through a couple bins change, now it's in your discard pile, you bail it up and send it somewhere. He's like, well, we don't bail it. The other store in North for Sales bails it. So we send it to them, they bail it and ship it out. I'm like, okay, where does that truck go that leaves North for Sales? And he's like,
Right.
I don't know, but I know the guy, so let me call him and ask him. And I'm like, great. So then he comes back to me and he's like, let me get your phone number. He'll contact you. Like, what were you looking to spend? And I'm like, whatever their minimum is. Like, if they need us to spend $1,000 and we're going to go pick through this place for a day and a half, we're there. Like, whatever. He's like, okay, well, give me your phone number and an email address and I'll have him get back to you. And he still has yet to contact me. So I'm working on it. I think I may be am on to something though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still looking. I've been like changing up my wording on Google to figure it out. You know, I mean, I'm like,
Yeah,
dude, they gotta be somewhere. I agree with Ed. I mean, I believe there's probably 3 in Cali because it's dry, but there has to be one on the East Coast too. I mean,
there's got to be one in every state, or at least one in every state, because even if it is a warm weather operation and they have to stick them all in a warehouse and wait till.
Did you find one? I'm joking.
No.
Good sell.
No.
What's it say?
It says, oh, you can't read it.
Oh,
it's Slippery Rock
sold.
University. I'll pull it up, make it bigger. This is a good one. There you go. It's that, and that's what it sold for. So it's
nice.
Vintage Slippery Rock University reverse weave, champion reverse weave, $120.
And that was from the bins?
That was from the bins. So
see, that's what I was saying.
Into $20.
Pays for it, man. That's just, it's crazy.
It's amazing the stuff you can find there, and I don't know, but yeah. So I'm thinking that there is gotta be one around here somewhere. Like there has to be, because if you think about it, like our area, so your area and my area have similar, like they came from similar places. We're all in the Rust Belt, right? So there was a lot of there's a lot of people that work with their hands. There's a lot of people that use rags, and there's got to be multiple ones around here, because if they're ordering their rags and stuff from down south, that's just going to get costly, and somebody's going to come up with the idea to open a rag shop in this area. So there's got to be one around here. There just has to be.
That's why I still think one probably in Ohio is probably Columbus, you know, and if there is, you know, Columbus, you're not too far from Columbus, are you?
No. I mean, well, it's that's probably the halfway point between me and you, I would say.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, even if he's like, yeah, man, they go to a warehouse in Columbus, this is the number, they'll let you pick it, call them.
Yeah.
I'm there. Like, and then my next phone call is to you and being like, found it. It's in Columbus. I'll see you there Tuesday.
So we're going to be, and I'm going to be like, no lunchtime chat, because I'm going to be swimming in shirts right now.
Right. Yeah. And it's just, but I mean, do you follow like the Whatnot is kind of evolved to the point where like I follow some of these guys that on Instagram that I buy stuff from on Whatnot. And there's a couple people that have been posting them picking bales.
Yes.
And I'm like, this looks awesome. Like if there is a massive chunk of t-shirts sitting in front of me, this is going to be the best day of my life. Like it's just going to be amazing.
It's going to be worth every penny, man.
I hope so. And some of the stuff they pull out of there is awesome. So I'm hoping.
Yeah. And I agree, man. But I mean, there's got to be one somewhere. There's got to be Cleveland, Columbus. I doubt Cincinnati, but there could be. And for you, I mean, there has to be one close to somewhere in Pittsburgh or even Philly,
or even middle of the state somewhere would be where I'd put it. Yeah, but
like you said,
I feel like that kind of like a size warehouse that they'd need for something like that, it would have to almost be in the middle of nowhere. You know, just because it would cost a fortune if it was like in a city. So I don't know.
I mean, even if I could figure out the one in Florida, man, I know there's one there.
Going to Florida. I mean, I'll go to Florida, but I don't want to have to go to Florida every month to stock back up on t-shirts. You'll see, it'll be like Beverly Hillbillies coming back. The bed of my truck will just be this mound of t-shirts blowing out on the way down.
We'll go halfies on a U-Haul. It'll be okay. Fly out and drive it back.
The thumbnail will be Jimmy behind the wheel of the forklift loading the bales onto the U-Hauls.
Right.
That'd be great. No bins this week for Kristen. I'm on a bins diet until I lose my backstock. Got it. Got to do
Same. I grounded myself too, but I'll probably end up there.
we're actually we need to go. Like we should have gone today, but I don't know. I wasn't in the mood, and we were like, oh, we'll just go in the morning. So we're gonna go tomorrow morning because I don't know that you're probably like me in this. Like if you,
What's this?
we got a
What's
lead.
this? Yeah, I was like,
Wait a minute, Kristen. Christine,
this just
tell
came
us.
in.
Tell us more. You're gonna have to explain a little bit more. Yeah, we got to talk about that a little bit more. So now I'm totally distracted. I can't even. Oh no. So you might be like me, where you get an idea in your head, and then that idea just you keep thinking about it all day. So yesterday on the live with me and Sarah, we were talking about Pokemon and Magic cards, and how we can do the breaks on whatnot and stuff. So like that has been like the constant thought in my head, like how can I do this? And so like the whole night I was thinking about it. And then when I woke up in the morning, I'm like, I really want to get like Pokemon cards and figure this out.
Right.
So like that was my goal all day. I'm like, we're going to Washington. We go to the Waffle House, and then I got to figure this out. So that was like,
You went to the awful waffle.
oh God, I love that place.
I do too, but
It's so good.
I don't know what it is.
It's Sarah cracks up. She was cracking me up today. So, at Waffle House. So now we're on to food. So,
Sorry.
you can load your hash browns at the Waffle House, right?
Yeah.
You can add cheese. Sarah's like, she's like, they just melt like one sad slice of Kraft American cheese on it. And I'm like, so? What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I love it. But this is the first time I think I was telling Rosie this. I sent her a picture of it because Rosie's a big Waffle House fan, and I was like, I don't think I've had the waffle. And she's like, how can you live in a place that has a Waffle House and never have had the waffle? And I'm like, okay, let me rephrase that. I may have had the waffle in my early 20s, but it was 3:30 in the morning, and I don't remember the waffle.
Yeah, I've only because I always get the All-Star breakfast, so it comes with the waffle. So
Yeah.
So
the last couple times we went, I got the patty melt or whatever, and it was good. But
okay,
this time
yeah.
I got the All-Star breakfast and got the waffle, and I was like, yeah, it's a good waffle.
Yeah.
Selling that sweatshirt makes her want to go again. Good, I guess we're going tomorrow. So, hi, Luis. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it. I'm endlessly like Adam and Sarah. Adam and Sarah's bins is only 7 hours away. Yeah. I mean, I don't think. Oh, I worked for a staffing agency that we would send temps to. I just have to remember the name. Oh, please, Christine.
Yes, please.
Please. Even if you give me an address, I'll find the rest. Just anything. Oh, we need to know.
How far are you from Bucks County, PA?
I don't know. Let's find out. I don't care. I mean, at most, I'm 7 hours to the New Jersey, Pennsylvania state line. So at most, I'm 7 hours away. Well, no, I guess if you go north to like the Poconos, I think it's like 8 hours is the most. Like the furthest we can travel is from one corner to the other. So,
like I said, man, Pennsylvania is not that far from me, so it's near Philly. So
it is near Philly.
That's what she said. It's near Philly.
Okay.
Still worth it.
Allentown. It's right on the border. It's on the other side of Philly. 5 hours and 20 minutes. It's near. Oh, Bucks County has Doylestown and Trenton in it. Or no, Doylestown, and it's right outside of Allentown. That would make sense. There's a lot of factories in Allentown, so that would make sense.
Yeah, they got to be somewhere, man. They have to be.
So hopefully Philly Flipper isn't watching this because it could be a problem. He's right outside.
He's sorting books. He's okay.
He's sorting books. Okay.
Yeah, he loves vintage books, so he buys the crap over.
He has a space for that. He has that warehouse. Books just take up so much space. Okay. I think it's here. I'm going to take a picture of that so I can remember because I can't, I won't remember otherwise. All right. There's my reminder. Yeah, I need to know. That's just been my goal lately. So
Yeah, I mean, it'd be worth every penny to get a bell, man.
we don't. From what I understand, most of them just let you pick the bales. So they'll pull.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's
So
true.
they'll have like the bales that are about ready to go into whatever that big machine they do to turn them
Shredder, yeah.
basically into rags. And then before that bale goes there, they'll cut the the braces off and everything, and they'll let you go through it. And whatever you buy, and whatever you don't, that ends up as a rag. So I think that's what happens, because I don't think I'd want the bale, because I'd be afraid that the bale came from the bins or something, and it's just a bunch of like fun run T-shirts and
That's
you
true.
know a bunch of crap that I don't want. So yeah,
Yeah, I see a
random.
true 1970s like Led Zeppelin shirt in there and just faint in the middle of all of it. Like what?
At least it's soft.
I know.
At least when you fall, you're just like, ah.
What is going on here?
That'd be a good thumbnail.
It would be.
You clutching the shirt and just passed out.
Adam's like, oh, peace out. Mine.
Yeah.
I wake up. Where's the shirt? Come on.
No, I don't believe for 1 minute that you would let that go. Like, he's sleeping and he's still hanging on to this thing. You'll see me and Jimmy walking out with like rips in our shirt. I have a black eye. It's like, what happened? He tried to take my Led Zeppelin shirt.
No, you'd be like, did you actually hit me? Because I didn't even feel it. I'm joking. Okay.
My contact was Anna. Okay. Well, check out large auction houses by you. Our repo lot sells thrift and store pallets. Yeah. Ed's got a place near him that, speaking of which, Ed's heading home now.
Hey, Ed.
Ed's got a place near him that sells I don't think I'd want pallets. Like the stuff Harry Tornado bought. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, did you watch that whole series of his whenever he bought all those pallets? I don't think he pulled that much out of them. I mean, I think he paid and made money, but I felt like the majority of it went into that garage sale he did with all of them.
It helped him get famous, man. That's the thing.
That's. I could not imagine.
Well, that and he paid a lot for those storage units he was putting them in too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, so I think that's where most of his profit went, was just holding the rent for him.
Yeah.
I noticed towards the end, he was like, I don't care what you know what, if you want it, just take it, you know? A lot of it, he was like, just a couple bucks? Okay.
Yeah. I loved watching that garage sale video. It was funny because he was like, they were like, how much for all this? He's like, $10. They're like, would you take 5? He's like, yes, I would. He's like, there's some stuff over in the corner. If you want free stuff, just take it. Fill up a bag. It's $10. Like, whatever. And yeah, that. But did you see Tendo and Hannah buy? They bought a couple pallets.
Yeah, the one was clothing, right? And
one was clothing, yeah, and then one was like
is
small toys or whatever. That one looked like a disaster.
Yeah, that's where they filled up the whole bread truck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and then because he gave Ivan like a whole carload full of them or something.
Yeah.
But then the shirts were funny because when they took them out of the truck, it just went.
Yeah,
it's dumb. Like, that'd be my luck. Like,
well, like we watched. So like, I remember watching that video, and this is when they still lived in Arizona. And I was watching the video, and I'm like, don't they live in an apartment? And they brought it home, and I'm like, what? Where are they going to put this? Like, they're going to walk it in. They can't walk it in the front door. And they unloaded it all outside, and then brought in all the stuff. And I'm like, that's commitment to your craft right there, man. Like, I got to give you credit on that one.
Yeah, she still makes good money on Depop. Because sometimes I snoop on her page, man. I'm like, oh, people are still buying them jeans, man.
Yeah, some of them are really cool. I actually liked what she did. And she never tore apart like a vintage pair or anything, unless they were trashed.
Yeah.
So, in fact,
she was that.
Good.
It's like she just added to them, like like those orange tabs. If they had holes, she would just put the patch over top of them. I mean, made them cool.
Yeah. She they were actually what, like, we watched them a lot, and like a lot of her Levi information and stuff really led to us being able to successfully source Levi's. Like that was, they were
Yeah.
part of the reason we kind of knew what we were looking for. And I'm like, why don't they just sell them the way they are? Like some of these things are really valuable. And so that's what actually led to the idea of us just selling Levi's like crazy. And then we drove the price up. Uh-oh.
There it is.
All right. Yes, I do. Yeah, it's in any. I'll put it right here.
Say just. We've got a lead.
There you go. Do you guys ever sell on Depop? Kristen wants to know. No. I tried.
I've only sold one thing. It was a Carhartt jacket. That's it.
Yeah.
It's very hard.
It is. I feel like Depop's like Whatnot in a way, where you have to kind of have a following and people will continue to come back. And I feel like Depop isn't really a turn and burn type of thing. I think it's more of a fashion type of thing. Like whatever's in now is going to sell well on Depop, and whatever is going to sit. And I don't know about you, but the only thing I know that people are doing is like, I know people want crew necks, and I know people like certain t-shirts, and that's about all I got. But anything else outside of that, I don't know. So
Yeah.
never tried. But I feel like Depop's also good for custom clothing, and maybe those tie-dye shirts will do well. I don't know. I don't really want to bother with it. I don't need another marketplace. Have you double sold anything yet?
Have I? No.
We did today.
I did last year. I did
okay.
last year. Yeah. It was weird. It was one of those Bubba the Cows, because I had them both on Macari and eBay, and they both literally sold within like a minute apart, and I was like, "Oh crap! What do we do?" Because I was down to my last one.
Yeah.
So I ended up canceling Macari, but fed eBay. So
yeah, oh, absolutely, yeah, because eBay will ding you. So
yeah.
We double sold a towel today. Cedar Point towel that we sold last week. I guess we forgot to take it down, and it sold again on Macari, and I'm like, whoops. Sarah's like, we sold that last week. Yeah.
You sold a Cedar Point item? That is impressive.
It was a vintage Charlie Brown Cedar Point beach towel. So it had Charlie Brown and Snoopy on it, I think, and then it said Cedar Point at the bottom of it. So, but yeah, selling any. We sold is Superman the Ride at Cedar Point? I think so.
Yeah, I believe so.
We sold that.
It's been years since I've been there. So.
Oh, great!
But like I said.
Look.
Whoops.
Great. What is going on? Why are we double selling things? That's not good. Can't have it. Yeah, that's one of the most scary things about cross listing is that you sometimes when things sell, you're like, I swear we sold that already. So, Christine emailed it to me. Thank you so much, Christine. This will help immensely. Maybe. There it is. I got it.
Hopefully.
Got it. Okay. I'll tell you off camera. This might help your search in Ohio. I never thought.
Okay.
She sent me the name, and now that I'm seeing it, I'm like, I would have never thought to look under that name. So, thank you, Christine. I really appreciate it. We're gonna check it out. So, yeah. So we. What?
I just got a best offer for this Veterans of War hat pin.
Yeah.
That I took it off the hat at the bins. It was weird because I was like,
Yeah.
So I'll show you the size. I'll show you the size of this thing. Sorry, but it's literally like a penny. Look how big that thing is.
Yeah.
So, but it's 1/10, 10 karat gold filled. So which is pretty cool.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I was like, I like comped it in there. I was like, man, they're getting like $10 to $13 for it, right? So I put $13 or best offer, and I just got offered 10. I'm gonna take it because, like I said,
Yeah.
I don't have the money into it.
You
It was
got,
like
you got
it was
literally
a
that
fill-in.
penny. You got literally that penny sitting next to it into it.
It shows you how big that thing is, right?
Yeah. Oh well, I mean, it's going to be if you got it at the bins, you paid fraction of a penny for it at that point because it weighs probably an ounce, if that, maybe an ounce and a half.
Right.
Yeah. So you got a
Yeah,
fraction
if
of a
that,
penny
yeah.
into it.
Yeah.
Random chick says, "Hey guys, hey all, hey Craig's mom and Rural Squirrel. I see you double selling. Did that with a purse not long ago. Yeah, it, it happens. It's and I don't want to blame Vendu, but like I don't know. Like I swear there's a few things that we have pulled and they just don't. So Vendu will give you an error if you have like because on Poshmark you can't pull things down unless if you have an open offer on it, you actually have to go in, edit the listing, and then pull it down. But Vendu won't pull it down; it will just give you an error. So sometimes when that happens, I feel like it gets a little screwy. So if I'm not home, sometimes I forget to delist it since I'm not near a computer. Yeah, it would be nice if they gave us the ability to delist from like an app or something. So I got something I want to tell you about that you might
Okay.
actually be changing your sourcing about soon because I know how much you love to source these.
Right.
They are making a movie about the Beanie Baby craze.
Uh-oh.
It's not a documentary. They're actually making a movie about the craze in the 90s and I can't remember what actors were in it, but like I was reading the article today and I'm like, oh man, this could go either way. It's either going to drive the price down because everybody's going to list them or it's going to drive the price up for these things. So I'm curious to know what this is going to do. So
I know. Do I need to raise the prices of the 6 I have on eBay right now?
should I,
Because I did sell one for $8, and now I'm like going to kick myself in the rear end if they go up.
we walked into the auction that we pick stuff up in, not the live auction, but the one that we just go every Monday. And there was the Joe Montana Beanie Baby was there in the plastic or in that like that plastic case with the seal on it. And I don't know if it was a seal from that lady, but it was a seal nonetheless. And I'm like, interesting. And then next to it was 2 Grateful Dead bears, the Beanie Grateful Dead bears. I don't know how old those are, if they're worth anything, but and I'm like, oh, isn't that funny? And then I got home and I read the article about it. I'm like, oh man, I'm going to be bidding on Joe Montana bear soon. No.
Right.
Random chick picker says, Jimmy, I'm not seeing the Grateful Dead shirt. I see one, but on Adam.
I'll pull it back out. I already had it out once. So.
If you would have been here from the beginning. No. There it is.
Yeah, there's the front. And then look, there's Jerry saying hi.
Yeah, there's Jerry.
It's actually going to be put on a mannequin and put up for sale. That's
there you go.
what I'm about to do with
Random chick, it can be yours. That's why Rosie manually does it. It only takes a few seconds. What was that? The only problem with manually doing it, yeah, I'm thinking Sarah might have trapped a cat in the closet. She'll come in here in a second. Watch. The only problem with that is like with Poshmark, if you have more than 800, like 500, here she comes, more than like 500 things on Poshmark, you got to scroll through all of them because you can't search. And that's what, yeah, I heard something slam in the closet. I think you might have trapped a cat. No cat. Well, something happened in that closet. Totally forgot about it. Jimmy, is that for my boy, the Grateful Dead shirt?
Yeah.
That's from Vintage
$31
Bangers.
on Whatnot. Yep,
Wow.
yep. $31 on Whatnot, man. He was peed off when it sold.
Well, he hasn't. He's got all those ones that have like never been worn. First of
Yeah.
all, I like the guy, but he keeps calling it one of them the Grateful Dead shirt, and he's like, "Yeah, it's a Grateful Dead shirt, tour 2004," and I'm like, "No, no, 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 it wasn't." But he won't. He's
Let
starting.
me show
He's
you
starting
this.
him at 50.
Yeah. Well, this one he started. He did that. You know where he does that? Whoops! What did I do? And put it for $1.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, when I won that thing, I was like, "Holy crap!" Because actually, it was weird. It was I call him my nemesis, is Buckeye. You know, because
Yeah.
he called me out because of what's going on and whatnot, right?
That's right.
It So me and him were battling for a while, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, he can have it." And then Stefan, he's just like, "What are you doing? Stop it! This is a $200 T-shirt. What is going on?" And I'm watching it count, and I'm like, 3, 2, 1. Then all of a sudden I see my name. I'm like, boom, victory. I'll show you this one, but I don't think it'll. Let me see. This one too, I won from him for $1. But this is a Jerry Fest shirt. This is weird, but this one's trashed. But see, it says like Z93 on it, but
Oh yeah.
see, it says like on the back, it says like second annual, and right there it says Jerry Jam, and you see the big hole.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's, I mean,
That's pretty cool though.
I don't.
I
Yeah,
kind
I
of want to
looked
know
it up.
what
It's a-
Z93's Jerry Jam was. Oh,
It's thrashed on the back, but I thought it was cool. I was like, man,
for $1?
I mean,
Why not?
it's probably not worth anything, but
I bet it is.
but I tied that Jerry Jam back. It is part of him though. It's a festival for him.
Oh, so it was after he died.
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
This is just yeah. It's not a single stitch, so yeah.
Yeah, because
This was
I
way
know
after
some.
him.
I know some of the merch that came out of him having the solo career with the Jerry Garcia band is actually worth a good amount of money because there wasn't a lot out. So I was curious if that's what it was from, because if that's what it was from, it would be worth some money. So that's pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
Apparently, you can search on Whatnot now, but I always just use the sort and then select the brand. Interesting. You can search on Poshmark. Yeah, I didn't know. Oh, you got an offer.
Was
You got an offer on your Grateful Dead shirt.
32?
Seem to make a buck.
Is that a down payment? That's okay.
Down payment, yeah. She'll probably pay for shipping too.
Yeah.
We know he's a kid and he doesn't know better. Yes, Adam, we know he's a kid. He doesn't know. Go to your closet and right under the boutique tab is a magnifier. Oh, okay, interesting. Didn't know. Sarah was in Buckeye's room last night and he was all excited. Okay. That's Jimmy's nemesis. Well, other than being late, nothing. Oh,
And
right.
Delta Tapestry too. Just
Delta
saying.
pastry.
Or,
Delta
yeah,
pastry.
pastry. Yeah.
Delta pastry.
Yeah, pastry. Yeah.
She's in at 40. So there you go.
Well, the reason why I do that, somebody will call her Delta Tapestry and every other one, but besides Vintage Bangers, so that's why I do it.
Yeah. It's so funny when she'll be sitting there and she's like, it's not pastry. Stop calling me pastry. So then I'll walk around the house calling her Delta pastry for the next 20 minutes. So it is funny though. Yeah. There's so many people, like when she gives her email address out to people, they mess it up and say pastry too. She's like, they're like Delta pastry, and you're like, no. I still don't know what that. I always forget what that means. Oh, the tie-dye one she'd put up for $40. The Jerry Fest. I could see that. Yeah. Mark's here. Hi, Mark. Thanks for stopping by.
Hey, Mark.
Vintage Bangers calls me Sarah because we're besties. Yeah.
No.
He loves her after she sent him Pop-Tarts. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
didn't.
he was so happy.
I wish I could get that happy over Pop Tarts. I didn't know he does. He goes all day. Like I didn't
Yeah.
know he starts at like 10, 11 o'clock and then goes to like 6 or 7. Like that's an 8-hour shift on. That's a lot to be on a live
Well,
stream for.
it took me a long time to realize his boss is in that chat too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you ever go on there, his boss's name's TPS or something like that, or
Oh,
something
yeah.
like I don't know, or TMS, TPS, I don't know, but I'm like, that's his boss because when he's doing those giveaways, he'll be like, all right, enough with the 10-minute giveaways, let's go. You're costing me money. I mean, he'll be like,
Huh.
okay, I gotta.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that. Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, can you imagine the inventory that store must have for them to do that twice a week with that's a lot. It is
well,
a
he showed the. Well, he thought because Fridays he doesn't do it, another kid does it for him.
right.
Well, this kid was they mixed up the bags or something, and he was trying to figure it out. Well, Stefan thought he was digging through their piles of shirts for himself, and he turned the camera, and they have mountains of shirts back there.
Huh.
I was like, "Holy crap!" I did not realize how many shirts they had in the back room.
And they have a retail store, right?
So,
Like a brick and mortar. Someone can
yeah,
walk in and buy stuff. Huh.
yep.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, his boss watches in the store, and then he has his own too.
Mm-hmm.
Emailed the name of another company. We got 2. Things are looking up. His boss freaks. Hey, with that old picker picture, do you have layaway? Funny. Very funny. You can take up to 3 days and 23 hours to pay for it, Chris.
I believe you still have like 3 days on that, so
Yeah,
there
that's
was
right.
another bidder that you outbidded.
Blocked. It's called The Spot. It's a good name.
Yes, the spot in Coral Springs, Florida.
It's a good name. We don't have anything like that around here. Well, I take that back. We might. There might be some in town, but we don't have any like vintage clothing stores here. We have a couple antique stores that have like booths that have vintage clothing, but that's about it.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know. That would scare me because what if this is a fad? You know what I mean? And then you open up a vintage clothing store and then nobody wants vintage stuff anymore in 2 years and then you're out of business. So that's always what worries me.
I
But
don't know. I think it's gonna be for a while.
yeah, maybe. So, oh, look at this.
Hey,
Hey,
what's up, Ed?
What's up, guys?
how were the wings?
They were delicious. I don't know what Sarah's talking about. There was a lot of meat on it.
I didn't show her the picture because
I
wasn't
sent
going
it
to
to
rub.
her.
Oh, you did? Good.
Yeah.
Way to
And
go.
you know what the funny part is too? All the flats were actually gone. I was the only one eating the drums.
That's because you had a bunch of people like Sarah at the party.
What I miss, guys? What I miss?
Well, we've got a lead on rag shops.
Really?
Yes.
Christine here emailed me a couple names of some rag shops. So.
Right there in Pennsylvania, or just anywhere?
Yeah, no, Pennsylvania. So that's the big news, and then rest of it, Jimmy's getting offers on his Grateful Dead shirt. That's worth a couple $100. So you can imagine where those offers are. But
Yeah.
yeah,
They're like my Poshmark offers right now. I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh, okay. I see you got rid more of sandals too.
I did, yeah, and a pair of Keens today. What? I sold some shoes. What's
Nice.
going on? What is going on?
look at that.
Hey, it's crazy. Did you have a big flux of sales also this past weekend?
Not like a lot of volume, but I had a a lot of high profit items go, which is good. Okay, so I'll take
Yeah.
that. Right.
Mm.
Same. All mines were over 60, over 65, and then my highest was of course a pair of Nike Air Max for 130.
Yeah.
Nice. That's good sales. Yeah.
Yeah, we shipped out a lot this morning. Our mail carrier was not happy with us.
Yeah, and then they shipped one without a label. You know, like,
Oh, really? How'd that happen?
Sarah bought Jimmy a brown shirt and a McDonald's shirt, and it was sitting. So, like, we had all the packages sitting. We shipped out 74 things yesterday. That was everything from Saturday and Sunday. So they were all just kind of sitting here after we were done packing them. And she had a box with Jimmy's stuff in it, just kind of leaning up against the shelf here. And I grabbed it and put it in the bag. And then she was like, "Oh, hey, Jimmy's box must have been put in the bag." She's like, "Oh, I'll find it." And then she forgot about it. So there's literally a box that went out that just says Jimmy on it. So it might make it to him.
That's good. That's going to those what do they call them? The lost and found place in UPS. I forget what they're called.
Probably. Yeah.
Good thing it was in the vintage McDonald's shirt.
The problem is that because we get those big bags that we put stuff in, when they pick those bags up, they literally go in, from our house into the truck, from the truck onto another truck, and then to our main branch. They never come out, and then they get scanned at the main branch. So like later on tonight, about like 1 a.m. tonight, I'll get notifications from Poshmark that everything started tracking. So it's going to be in the main branch, way away from our house. So I think they're lost forever.
Yeah.
So
that ain't going anywhere.
it's okay.
Yeah. So the cotton coin is strong. That's what they say. Oh, okay. We were talking about t-shirts and whether or not you probably have a few vintage t-shirt shops like near your house, like where people sell vintage clothing.
They do. There's actually a very specific area. I found some of they call them thrift stores, but they ain't thrift store prices.
Oh, okay.
They know what they're worth, so yeah, you're gonna pay vintage t-shirt prices.
Yeah, but we were talking about like my area doesn't have anything like that, and like to invest money into something like that, I would be so scared that it's a fad and it's just going to go away in 2 years. So that's what people are talking about in the chat now. And Mark says in 1904 they said postcards were just a fad. That's true. Yeah, and this random chick picker keeps trying to buy Jimmy's Grateful Dead shirt for $32, but he's just not giving in.
Right?
How much is the shirt actually worth?
Probably. Well, it does have one little mishap, so I would probably list it for 150 just because of that little mishap.
Yeah. It's a cool shirt. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Bearded PokeTuber had two $269.99 sales this weekend. Wow.
Nice.
Nice sales.
Yeah, that's awesome. Mark had 45 items and they fit in a mailbox. Jealous.
Kind of mailbox.
Exactly.
He sells postcards.
Yeah, like they just go. Yeah, they just go. No.
Lucky.
Right.
Random chick says, "Seen that 10-year-old kid again today at the thrift store, and he paid $2 for a pair of some Kobe sneakers and sold them for $275. I didn't know how to high five. I didn't know to high five him or cry."
You could do both.
You could do both. Yeah. Have a local vintage shop. It's called Mass Vintage. They have been open for 2 years, and he had an online store only before. Interesting.
I think that's what a lot of or vintage shirt people probably had before. Just a store so they could have all the inventory, and then they just did all their online business from there.
Yeah.
Jimmy Freeze. Oh, there he goes.
He's good.
I probably did. I don't know.
For a second. You got the little pulse. Yeah.
Okay.
You should just stand there and be like.
So I actually want to ask you guys, what did you guys think about the report that eBay sent out with the decline in buyers and sellers?
I saw that. And if it's declining, so of course it's declining. It's not declining. It's declining from 2020. So yeah, I totally believe that because in 2020, the vast majority of us were scared to walk out the front door, and we were still spraying our packages with Lysol in the front
Oh, yeah.
porch. So,
Or
that,
fighting for that can of
Yeah.
Lysol.
right, yeah. So I guess I would want to see what next year brings, because if it tails again, then that would be weird. But I can't see it doing that. I don't know. It's just my opinion. But
I mean, the reason I think it actually went down is because, like you said, is from last year, the report, right? It was from last year that they're comparing it to this year.
right, so they're comparing 2020 to 2021.
Yeah, so the two main factors in that, I think for me at least, is the fact that, the pandemic was still going on, so people were still reselling because it was extra money for them. And of course, the new threshold where people actually have to report now, that scared a lot of people off.
Well, but I think in general people bought everything online in 2020. And 2020 was a really good year for sales for us too. But
Yeah.
once like some of the restrictions started getting eased and people were a little bit less nervous about, because like I hate talking about this because it leaves the door open for political stuff and stuff like that. So I'm just going to be as broad as possible as I can on this. But I feel like at the beginning of COVID, nobody really knew what was facts, what was fiction, what was, everybody just was up in the air. So a lot of people just were like, you know what, I'm going to stay away from people for a little while and just do whatever. So I feel like that fueled a lot of the sales because people were like, I'm not going to go get a pair of shoes at Dick's Sporting Goods. I'm going to just look on eBay, or I'm just going to Google this pair of shoes, and then whoever's cheapest, I'll buy them. So I feel like that fueled it a lot. Now people are using brick and mortar a little bit more and online like they were in 2019. I'd like to see the sales comparison from like 19 to 2021. That would be actually a more accurate, because 19 was pre-pandemic, post-pandemic, that type of thing. So that's
Wouldn't that report already be out though for early 19 and early 21?
You could see it. I just don't know where to find that information, nor do I. I mean, not that I care per se, but it's, I don't know. What's it?
I mean, what good would that data do to us right now, anyways?
It's not like eBay's going out of business anytime soon.
Oh yeah, that's
Right.
true.
Absolutely.
They may get bought by Facebook or something, and that would ruin our day. But other than that,
I would cry.
Super Fast Tortoise in the house. Game night ended early tonight. What a good day today has been. Yeah. Thank you, Tortoise. eBay drama. Here we go. My local gas station sold me more gas this year because people are driving. Sold more gas because people are driving. eBay lost buyers due to people going back to work.
No, I don't think so. If people went back to work, I would actually expect more sales because they would have more money for wants than actual needs, because they would have their needs covered already, so they could get their wants.
Yeah. But that, and a lot of people were working from home too. So like, I don't know about you, but like, I know when I worked from home for a job, I wasn't 100% committed to what I was doing.
I mean, they actually did like, a little survey here, and they said like a lot of people were actually shopping instead of actually working.
Yes. Jimmy's like, I don't do any of that.
Well, I don't know. Sarah's seen my work meetings where I've got my work meeting here and whatnot on one screen.
Yeah. You need multiple monitors. You need to be that guy with like the 3 monitors, or like that big curved monitor where you could have like 30 or 40 windows going on at one time.
I'm actually looking to do that because I want to replace my little one right here with this, because I think I had this, like a maybe 32-inch, or it's a big one, and I want to get one so I could put it sideways so I could have like YouTube on the top and my actual pictures on the bottom. It's like I actually have an idea of my setup, and I'm trying to find a monitor at either a Goodwill or Salvation Army, because I ain't finding a good one at the flea market. I don't trust those.
No.
But at least at Goodwill at the Salvation, you could test it out. But that's what I want to do, so I could have it in landscape mode, and I could watch YouTube and actually have my pictures in the bottom, because this screen is just like a little 15-inch, or I don't even know.
Yeah. I also have a plan for when we move rooms. I want to have a monitor here and a monitor here, and then the laptop in the middle. So that's my plan. But who knows if that'll ever happen?
I mean, it can. You never know. a lot of these people who had to stay home for work, they're not needing a desktop anymore or a
True.
monitor. So
True.
you know where those things are going.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
No. YouTube content creators are like sharks on anything that will drive a click. That's true. Evictions are starting and government checks are stopping, but credit card bills keep coming. It's also true. I
mean,
get them every month.
I'm just gonna say that I am happy for this weekend of sales because I am debt free again.
Wow. How'd you do that?
This one weekend alone, actually.
What, just like, did you pay off a car or something? Or you.
Oh god, no, I'm never having a car payment.
Oh, okay.
Like, you already know the industry I work in, so I never have to worry about that.
That's true. That's true.
But no, it's because we went crazy with Christmas and my daughter's birthday and everything, and thanks to this weekend, I was able to catch up and completely. Oh, and I actually had some extra points for buying so much stuff on Amazon.
Nice.
But all that is tax deductible.
It's not all of it. No, maybe. Depends on what
Most
you
of
bought
it.
on Amazon, though, I guess.
I'd say actually 3/4 of it
Yeah.
was supplies for reselling. Actually,
That's actually a good question. Both of you have full-time jobs. So do either one of you have an accountant, or do you do your own taxes?
I go to an accountant. I ain't
You
doing
do?
my own taxes.
Yeah.
But I know they always say to separate them both, but I actually mingle them both together for now because I don't make enough profit to actually separate them. But if I ever get to the point like, where I should, then I probably will.
Okay. What about you, Jimmy?
I just give it to my cousin. She's an accountant.
Oh, nice.
So,
Good for you. Jimmy's like, taxes? What's that? I don't understand.
yeah, I mean, every year she's like, I don't know if I could do this. I was like, we're not brother and sister, so be quiet. Okay. It's like, no, I pay her. I mean, I pay her, so it's okay.
This is going to be the
if
first
not,
year. Go ahead.
if not, I would still have a CPA. Just be honest with you,
Yeah. This is going to be the first year for us that we use a CPA, and I've never used one in my life because my taxes have never really been all that complicated, and my previous business was an S corp, so it was relatively easy to figure that out, and it was an insurance business, so there's a long paper trail of everything, so it was actually pretty simple for me to figure out. This is the first year though, with all of the mountain of write-offs that we have. I mean, like, there's underneath this Cabbage Patch is like a bin, and it's full to the brim with receipts. Like, and then there's stuff over here that's like the auction receipts, and so like, so like when you go to a CPA, do you just hand them the stuff and you're like, here, I'll see you later?
So in my case, I use GoDaddy bookkeeping, and it actually did everything, and they made a Schedule C for me, so it could well, first of all, we're not tax accountants.
First,
absolutely.
And,
yes.
So yeah, it printed out a Schedule C for me, and it has everything right there because I could categorize everything, and it keeps track of all my purchases and everything I make with my business account. Well, I call it my business account, but I just made that account for reselling specifically.
Right.
It tracks everything, expenses, not miles. I actually use something else for that, and and it has all my what they consider deductions. But then of course I have a lot more on the side.
Our plan is we're going to file an extension and then do it in June. But I was just curious if do my own bookkeeping, I imagine, and have a CPA for guidance at the end of your filing. Rosie did her own. It wasn't too hard, but I don't own anything, so it's pretty easy. CPAs just want numbers, not receipts. You pay a lot more to hand them stuff. Okay. They normally do not do bookkeeping. Okay.
I mean, they only care about the receipts once you get audited. If you give them the numbers, then they'll put what they tell you because they basically just go by what you tell them. But if once the IRS audits you, it's like, all right, you better have those receipts.
Well, if anybody cares, I don't know who would care. All the receipts are right here. So they're right there.
I would say because 2 years ago I didn't sell enough. I mean, I still filed, but I did it myself. But then last year when I sold like a lot more, I was like, that's where I called my cousin. I was like, "Hey, man, I need help," because I was like, "This is gonna be bad."
Right.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but she helped. She
these
helped me
last
through it, so it was okay.
Yeah.
for these last for the 2 years, because I've only been reselling for 2.5 years now, so I've actually only filed for 2 years, and these last 2 years I actually had losses. So, and that's because I was buying a lot more inventory and spending more on the reselling business, supplies, inventory, all this stuff. So it ended up being a loss, not a huge loss. I say like not that much. But this year I'm actually gonna be in the profit, because I think they said that if you report three years of straight losses, that's a red flag for them, and they're gonna audit you. It's like, well, then why are you still doing this? So I was like, okay, thank God I had a profit this year.
What are you talking about? What is it? Is this not how business works? I'm as long as you wait. What's
Right.
the non-profit organization?
It's like, yes, I'm doing this for fun while losing money at the same time.
That's right. I enjoy this. Something that I enjoy doing. To me, doing your own taxes for this is like being your own lawyer in a trial. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could see that. That would be very difficult. And the amount of write-offs we have, and the first year we did this, I was like you, I could handle it, but there was a lot of confusion, and I had to that little ask H&R Block or whatever, and that lady comes up and helps you answer a question. I had to do that like 3 or 4 times, because the big question mark was inventory. Like, what do you? And again, we're not tax accountants, so whatever I say, don't take it to heart. But
Right.
like the big question to me was inventory, like, because they're like, well, how much do you have in inventory? And I'm like, this is going to be hard to add up. Like, so I had to ask the lady, and the lady was like, no, you got to do it this way. And I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's the one that confuses me too, because I'm like, wait, what do you consider inventory? I have like a garage full of it, and it doesn't exactly have a value. I just give you an estimate, and they're like, no, that's too much. It's like, okay, well, I don't know.
And how would you even put a number on that? Right. So I guess the best way would be like what you're asking for it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I said. I was like, well, I mean, I'm asking like close to 8, 9, 10,000 for it. Is that what the value is? Like, what do you want me to put?
So the moral of the story is buy like 7 or 8 of the shirts that Jimmy has at the end of the year.
Absolutely.
You'll see Jimmy. You'll see Jimmy in December of next year. He'll have like the $300 liquid blue on, some Dunks, pair of True Religion jeans.
Yeah.
He'll be like, "Yep."
Well, what do you guys do at the end, close to another year? Do you guys always do your big purchases? So it's like, oh, I got to make this big purchase so I could claim it for this tax year, or do you wait until the beginning of the year?
No, I used to do it at the end of the year.
I still do. I was like, okay, what do I need? I was like, I need more ink. I need more paper. I need more mailers. Like, these are tax write-offs.
I used to buy all my equipment at the end of the year. I bought a plow at the end of the year. I bought a mower at the end of the year. Like, I've bought big stuff at the end of the year. So, let's see. Inventory is used, again, Mark's not a tax accountant either. Inventory is used for their balance sheet assets and liabilities. I have all mine on a spreadsheet when I list.
They could come see my inventory if they want. Take what you want.
Right. I'll be like, yeah. This is all by listed over here, but if you want to see the not listed, we have to go 12 miles down the road, and then you're just gonna leave.
And if I could bribe you with some inventory to not report it, there you just take what you want.
Both you and Ed both have a way of getting rid of the IRS agent. You just be like, yeah, it's all in there, and then when they walk in there, the avalanche encompasses them, and there's just no audit over. What? Yeah, sure.
Hi, Sarah again. Hello.
Everybody says hi.
Hey.
Also, when you do expense inventory, when you buy it or when you sell it. Got it. This is some deep talk tonight. That's right. I do it when I sell it. I find it
serious talk.
I know.
I honestly just put everything as cost of goods sold and then hope for the best. I mean, I'm not gonna if they say I owe a certain amount, I'm just gonna pay. I was like, okay, just I don't care. Just let me get on with my life.
It's gonna be like in like the mob movies where they all have like the hidden stash of stuff, or like the secret booby trap for
Yeah.
when the feds show up. That's gonna be Ed. It's gonna be like, oh yeah, you want to see my inventory? Come right on in here. Why don't you step to the back where all those shoes are neatly stacked right over there? Press a button.
I mean, you see my garage. That ain't neat. Although if I push a button, yeah, that can actually hurt somebody.
Yeah. So, on an audit, they will just ask for stuff around a certain set of dates or expenses. Yeah, no, we don't want to. Nobody here wants to get audited. And
I
so,
already did.
I don't want to talk about it because I'm afraid of the karma that may come from what I'm about to say. So,
All right, let's change the subject then.
all right. Well, so I actually have a question. So, Jimmy, you're third week selling cross listing roughly?
Oh, that's right.
No, Wednesday will be a week. Yeah,
Wednesday?
1 week.
Week. Okay.
Yeah, he has.
So,
He has been one.
no, I meant, but you started on Poshmark a couple weeks ago, and then now you're.
Oh,
So-
Poshmark. I'm sorry. I thought you meant cross listing. Yes. Third
Well,
week,
but I mean,
yes.
so what is your overall like? Because we've had a few people. Sarah was watching somebody last night, a relatively large YouTuber. I'm not going to name names, but one of them, and their big thing was that cross listing and listing on other platforms is a complete waste of time because eBay is the biggest one, and that's where you're going to get the most money. So it's a complete waste of time to sell anywhere else. And both of us were like, okay.
That's
But what do
in
you
my
think?
mind
Since,
right
you,
now.
since you're relatively new and you've just been doing it, do you think it's waste of time, or do you think or certain things are selling that you may or may not have sold elsewhere? I mean, give us your opinion, because there's a lot of people that always ask us this question whether they should do this or not. So
Okay. Yeah. Actually, I think listing them on multiple platforms is the way to go, because obviously that Chris Jericho shirt I had it on eBay for about 2 months, and then 2 weeks on Poshmark it sold for $90. So
Mhm.
yeah, I mean
that's kind of
I like it.
yeah.
I mean,
I can't imagine why having more eyes on your inventory would be a bad thing or would be a waste of time. And that's what kind of bothered me about. And again,
Well,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, yes, eBay definitely has the most traffic, but the thing is, take this report for example. Yeah, it's the influx of what happened because of a situation that happened in the world, but who's to say that it's not going to keep continuing over for the next couple of years? And that's because Poshmark, Mercari, Facebook, and all these other platforms, they're either advertising or it's just word of mouth. And like Adam, sometimes you get more sales on Poshmark than you do on eBay. That happened to me 3 days in a row where I got no sales on eBay, but I got a bunch of Poshmark.
Mhm.
It's just, I don't know. eBay is the biggest gripe for me is, of course, the best offers things. Yes, hopefully they're gonna fix that soon, but the platform is just too wonky, and then every time they put an update, it just messes everything up.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
to me, the ones who say that cross listing is a waste of time is because they don't want to invest that extra time into another platform. They think it's like, oh, I'm just gonna focus on eBay. I see all these successful resellers just doing eBay, and that's all I care about. I want to mimic what these successful resellers are doing. It's like, well, that's great, but there's other even more successful sellers who post on other places.
Yeah. So to be fair to this person, they're a relatively large YouTuber, and they're also, Sarah was saying, they have 30,000 listings on eBay. So it's that's hard for me. It's hard for me to say putting a product in places where you can get more eyes on your product is a waste of time. I just can't see it ever being a waste of time, because reality behind the situation is, if I put something on Poshmark and it sits on Poshmark for a month, And I have the same thing on eBay, and let's say it's on all three platforms. All three of those platforms are getting me tons of people looking at it. And the other two platforms I would never get. Maybe not. Maybe nobody would look at them. Or maybe the same people that shop on those platforms don't want to shop on eBay or something to that effect. So, but let's say it sells on eBay and I take it off of Mercari and I take it off of Poshmark. It didn't cost me anything to put it on Poshmark or Mercari. So what's the harm? Why is it a waste of time? That's where it gets me.
So technically, it did cost you something, though. It cost you the monthly subscription, or whatever it is. And see, that's the thing that I mean, you know me, big List Perfectly advocate, right? I always get that question too. It's like, is it worth it? It's like, it's too expensive. To me, it is expensive. I'm part-time. Mm-hmm. It matters to me a lot. For you, you're full-time, of course, and I know it's a different experience for you. You use it more often than I do, but
but for you two, it's actually a better investment because you guys both have to go to 9-to-5 jobs. So you have even more of a limited time. So the least amount of time you can spend listing, the more time you can spend sourcing or working or doing whatever else you guys got to do. So again, it's still not a waste of time or money.
And to you, Jimmy, are you thinking of getting Posher VA?
Yes.
Baby steps.
I mean, like right now I can share my baby steps. I mean, look how long it took me to get Vendu. I mean, that's why I said
Well, to be honest, Jimmy, I think you probably should get it now because you can set it to schedule, and since you have so little listings, you can schedule it over the day and not even have to worry about it. You don't have to keep doing it yourself. I mean, that's just me personally. I don't know. It's up to you after all.
Yeah. Take it slow. But you what we did, and if this helps you, is they have a 7-day free trial with no credit card required.
Okay.
So you can try it.
14 days.
Or it's 14 days. That's right. So you can try it. And what happened to us was I'm like, you know what? We're going to try it. There's no credit card required. Mm-hmm. We'll give it a shot. And what happened was as soon as we did it and we scheduled everything and got everything set up the way it needed to be set up, we sold like 5 things in a matter of 2 days. And I'm like, now I got to pay for this thing.
3 things for me.
Yeah.
Like that same day, 3 things for me.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. So make sure the room is covered in plastic.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if it's sharing it like it's supposed to be, yeah, it'd be worth it. Because like I said, I can go through my phone and be like, do it real fast, and then
I'm actually rather impressed with how quickly you can share something because it comes up on my phone whenever you shared our closet. I think you did it this afternoon or something. And I was like,
did at launch.
Yeah. I was like, that's impressive. I'm like, I know he's doing it manually and that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Oh man. So that means when I was sharing your closet, it was blowing up your phone.
Dude.
Well, no. So when was it? Monday night. Jen wakes me up at like 1 something in the morning. She's like, your phone just keeps going off. I don't know what's going on with it. I was like, I don't know. And I look. Well, somebody was sharing all my listings, man. And I was like, what is going on here? So I had to mute I had to put my phone on silent because I was like, what is going on?
Oh wait, yours makes a noise every time someone shares a listing?
Yeah, it buzzes.
So mine's totally silent. It just
I don't know who it was. I don't know who it was. I just put it on silent and roll back over and go to sleep. I was like, somebody's trying to make us money. Shut up. I don't know. Go to bed.
I have that notification completely turned off. The only notifications I get is sold, comments, and that's it. Actually, I completely turned it off for everything.
I stopped. I did that once, and it bothered me not knowing what activity was going on. Because when you have a lot of activity on Poshmark, you can almost sense it coming. Like when you see like a lot of shares and a lot of activity starting to roll, it almost immediately you sell something. So like I get real excited when I see it, but then I look at the name. Like if it says like zeros sharing your closet, I'm like, oh, that's not gonna do it. But no, when you were trying to get the Posher VA 2 or whatever, and you shared our closet twice or 3 times or however many times you did it. So the problem is that like the notification comes up and it just kind of drops down from the top. So I was like on Instagram, and every time I tried to go back or something, I would hit your notification because I'd swipe it up and then I'm like, oh. I'd have to like dodge notifications. It was awful. But I'm whatever. It didn't matter.
I mean, I had it on automatic for I think it was 2,000 listings, so it was 2 times around.
I got you back though, I think.
Well, see, that's the thing though. I have mine completely off, so I didn't even know you were sharing
Oh,
it.
okay. Yeah, no, I shared your closet like 3 times when we were and
Yeah,
you,
I
Jimmy,
saw that.
Rosie. I shared everybody's closet as many times as I could to get the posher or the Pasha ambassador thing. So
Have you got a number 2 yet, or
Nice.
no. I gotta get a
almost?
referral.
Oh, that's right. I hate
Yeah.
that part. I mean,
So if it-
I haven't even seen anything beneficial to it. I'm still
If it-
getting.
Yeah. If anybody wants to join Poshmark, let me know. Oh, hold on. Kristen actually got some self-listed. 4 down. Nice. Trying so hard to multitask. Everybody's, oh, I know who else saw Blondie live at Syracuse and New York Fairgrounds. Wow. Big glitch today. Solds are in my unsolds.
Oh,
Wow.
I
on
am
the
checking
on
that.
the on the
everybody
app.
look.
Everybody's gonna look. Hold on.
I know a lot of people are having glitches lately.
Oh, yes, they are.
They are?
Oh crap!
Oh no, they're not. No, they're not. Never mind.
I was like, man, not again. I remember when
No.
that
Nope.
happened.
Oh, no, ours aren't. No, they're not.
Mine's-
Never mind.
Mines are good.
Yeah, no, we're good. Yeah, no, ours are all right. Let's see. Rosie said that's like Walmart saying, "Nah, I'm not going to have a website, even though we are millions of online shoppers because people come to our stores." That's true. There's a
That is
lot
true.
of PF behind the scenes work behind YouTubers, so not everything may just be eBay, or they might be going. There might be more going on in the background. That's true. The only resellers I mimic is Adam and Sarah. Tons of receipts underneath the Cabbage Patch dolls in the drawers. That's right. That's the way to go. That's the way to go. Have to look at the numbers. People saying things without data is hard to justify. What does it end up in fees for one item across all platforms? That's a good question. But I think like what Jimmy was saying is that like certain platforms sell things better than other platforms. So like Poshmark sells vintage clothing way better than eBay sells vintage clothing. And so like
Yes.
a good example of that would be, again, this shirt that Jimmy's pulled up about 12 times now that random chick's trying to steal off of him. Something like that may sell better and for more money on Poshmark because of what it is. It's a Grateful Dead single stitch that's worth probably $200. Whereas eBay, you may get that right buyer, but not everybody going to eBay is looking for vintage clothing, if that makes sense. So
True.
Sarah also has those turned off. I would say money-wise, it isn't worth it until you have 100 listings and are making regular sales. That's true for Posh or VA. So, let's see. Found 2 Cabbage Patch dolls at Savers, $3.99 each this week. One was naked. Nice. Way to go, Laura. Most resellers are working more reselling than they would a regular job. Time is money. We definitely do.
I mean, I gotta be honest. I'm at my work, and I'm not even thinking about work. I'm doing what I need to do, and I was like, okay, what can I get done today on the reselling side? And that's all I care about. I mean, like I said, I wish I could make it a full-time job, but not anytime soon, unfortunately.
Yeah. Do you do that too, Jimmy? Are you
All
are you
the
thinking
time,
about
yeah.
your single stitch shirts while you're sitting there?
Well, like I said, when you wake up to like a really good sell, you're like, oh, why do I got to go to work right now?
Or
Well, it was
or like
funny
if-
today.
oh, go ahead.
Well, today I ran out of work. Like I got everything done, and my boss is like, I was like, can I just go home? He was like, well, we got this meeting at like 2 hours. I was like, so for 2 hours, I just did my reselling stuff, man. I didn't
Right.
care. He didn't care.
Mhm.
He was like, do whatever, So my boss is pretty understanding. He knows what I do, so it's okay.
Yeah.
See, and that's a cool thing about having a full-time job where you're on a computer, because your bosses don't care. You finish your work, you can still upload your stuff on your reselling site, so you're making money at your money job.
Yeah.
There you go. That's get the best of both worlds there.
There you go.
I could not. So like one of my biggest pet peeves of working in an office is exactly what Jimmy goes through on a daily basis. Meetings drove me mental. Especially when like they were like, we got a big meeting at 5:30, and you're like, and just because do you think you can pull that crap just because I'm a salary employee? Thanks a lot. So then you'd be there at 5:30 and you'd sit through a half-hour meeting and you're thinking to yourself, this could have been a 5-sentence email. Then it would have had the same effect on all of us because we all sat here and listened to this crap, and you could have literally sent this out in an email and we would have been out of here at 5:00. It drove me nuts. I worked for one company. They used to have a meeting every Monday morning at 6:30 a.m. And you didn't start work till 8. Like you worked 8 to 5 with an hour lunch. And they were like, yeah, you got to be here at 6:30 on Mondays. And I'm like, first of all, bite me because it's Mondays and that's just rude. Like, and second of all, an hour and a half meeting on Monday morning, first thing, like they're like, we're getting you pumped up for the week. And I'm like, I hate you. Like, I hate this job. I want to quit. I don't like this company anymore. So this is why I'm self-employed, guys.
Jimmy, yeah, I mean, you're like, you work Monday to Friday, right?
Yes. Yep.
So are you the same way with me that every Monday when you get up, it's like, why do I have to go?
Yes. And then, so technically, yeah, I work in the office Monday through Thursday. Then Friday I work from home. So, and like last Friday when I woke up with no power because of the ice, I was like, oh, no, what is going on? And my boss even looked at me weird when I came in. He's like, what are you doing? I was like, well, unless you want me to go back home with no power, nope, you're good. You know.
Oh,
But
would he have known?
Generally, I don't think he would have. Be honest with you, I don't think he would have known. But I'm just like, well, and this is what happened because, now they tell you when your power's gonna come on. Well, it kept bouncing back and forth, 9 or 10.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I told Jen, I was like, well, the roads are crap. It's going to take me about an hour and 15 minutes to get to work.
Right.
And I was like, I'm just going to go. As soon as I pull in the parking lot, right? Jen's like, power's back on. And I was like, it's like, no. It was okay. It was all right.
So I remember one of the first like outside sales jobs I had that had this was like right in the very beginning of like people working remotely. They had a program so you'd have to sign in to this like virtual desktop essentially. And because your laptops didn't have anything, you essentially signed into their server, and it worked twofolds. One, it kept the programs off of your computer so nobody could, hack anything. And the second reason they did it was so they could, because as soon as you signed into this virtual desktop, it would pinpoint your location so they'd know where you are. And then they'd also be able to tell if the computer was asleep or if it was in screensaver mode or if like work was being done. So essentially, if you wanted to pretend like you were working and you really weren't working, you had to sit there and move the mouse back and forth for like however long you wanted to. So like there were times where I'd be sitting in my office and I'd be doing something, and to not let my computer go to sleep, I'd have one hand on the mouse, like my left hand on the mouse, just moving it back and forth, and I'd be using my personal computer to try and, because once you're in, it was I could say the name of the company. It's a huge company. I worked for State Farm. So that State Farm laptop I had was locked down. You couldn't do anything other than State Farm work or approved websites. Like if I had to research, like Google Maps would work and stuff like that, but certain things wouldn't. So yeah, I'd use my personal computer for a lot of that stuff. So like, yeah, I'd be sitting here with like my finger on the touchpad, just moving it back and forth. And then I'd be doing stuff on my other computer. It was awful.
Man, no wonder all those insurance agents look so bored.
You have to be a very special type of person to be an insurance agent.
Or they got an app, Microsoft Teams. You just stay green.
You have to You have to be a very special type of person to be an insurance agent. You have to have what I call the worry gene. I used to interview people all the time, and I was like, if you're going to be a successful insurance agent, you have to be able to worry and think about things happening that probably will never happen. Like people buy homeowners insurance for fires, or like good example in California, you buy earthquake insurance when you live in California. And that's that 1 in a million chance that your house is going to be leveled in an earthquake. And it's probably not going to ever happen in your lifetime. But if it does, you are the happiest person on the block because you're getting all your crap back and the people down the street aren't. So
exactly,
that's what you got to be, that person to be able to think of like the worst case scenarios on things. And that's one of the hardest things about being an insurance agent is like sitting down with people and being like, well, do you ever think of what would happen if you died and your kids were going to college? And they're like, no.
Some people take pleasure in that.
I guess. Sarah said I would almost puke in the car on Monday, so I quit.
Yeah.
What does Sarah work as?
Sarah used to work Sarah's full-time reselling, but she used to be a background. She used to do background checks.
Oh.
So, and they drove.
She checked us all out. It's okay.
That's right. Yeah, we know your complete background. In fact, Ed, we got to talk to you about a few things.
Damn, you found out about it.
I'm this close to quitting my Random Chick says, I'm this close to quitting my part-time job, but I got to keep the full-time one for now. I feel you though. Everybody gets mouth shakers. Oh, that's a thing.
Oh yeah. They had to get him. So it's funny that a lot more people got clever on how to become lazy. I mean, you know where I'm going with. I just can't think of the words right now.
Yeah. No, I saw during the pandemic somebody got a stick and stuck it to their mouths and attached the other end of the stick to an oscillating fan so that the stick would move with the fan. I was like, why didn't I think of that?
Technically, I don't know this from experience. Just take a pencil with the shift key and just bring it down, and it just holds the shift key. It works too. Just like.
Well, no, mine would know if you weren't, like it would say on but not active, and then it would say sleep mode.
Oh.
So like you had to actually be moving something for it to say active, because like it would. The downside
Makes
to this
sense.
little program is up at the top right corner. It would say your status, so you had to keep it in active mode. And if you stopped working for like 5 minutes or something like that, it would say on but inactive, or inactive, and then it would say parentheses on. So like the idea was to keep that little thing green and keep it inactive, and the only way to do that would be to move the mouse. But the stick with the oscillating fan was genius.
Dude, that's funny.
It's crazy what people invented just so they don't have to work.
That's funny.
They did more work so they don't have to work.
Well, it's like with that Seinfeld episode. They were talking about George putting in more effort to stay on unemployment than the amount of effort he put in if he just got himself a job. Like so. Tortoise says you could work for McDonald's, you'd be loving it, and I'd also be 700 pounds.
Man,
I move my husband's mouth back and forth while he naps. That's awesome. I'm skipping the little rift going on between Rosie and Mark right now. Yeah, you can get a shaker. They plug into the wall so your company doesn't know. Mark says, I can pull logs on whatever a user was doing on a machine and also grab their screen, so it also turns the camera on, etc. You're never safe. It's connected to a corporate network. Yeah, you're right. But so State Farm's machines, you weren't allowed to do that because it's a violation of privacy. So the only person I knew for a fact they couldn't grab my screen, and then none of them had cameras. And it's a violation of privacy to grab screens on private screens, so they would never do it. They just can't do it. It's totally illegal to spy on another computer on the network. So just because of what they do, because the network administrator could spy on somebody's life insurance policy or see their social security numbers, their bank statements, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, could not happen. Rosie said that isn't true, Ed. It's what they've invented to not get micromanaged. People get yelled at for going yellow when they were working on paperwork or phone calls. It's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I didn't have the opportunity to work at home. I wish I did, but I didn't. So I even when the pandemic started, I always had to go to my job.
Yeah.
But I know my sister, she did, and I don't know. I know a lot of people did get micromanaged, but I know a lot of people others didn't. Like they only worked 2 hours, and all of a sudden I see it's like, wait, what are you doing at the beach?
Southern California. Oh man,
Right.
I used to work for a company that was based out of San Diego, and it was like El Cajon area of San Diego. So like, anyways, big surf town, big beach people, all this kind of stuff. And I hate stereotyping areas, but I swear to God, 90% of that staff was never there. Like every time I'd call somebody, they're like, "Oh, they're off today." I'm like, "They were off yesterday." They're like, "Nah, they're off today too." And you're like, "What are you people doing? Like, do you work?" And I swear,
Yeah.
they're at the beach. I know they're at the beach.
I'm pretty sure they were.
Oh, I'm sure of it. I would be at the beach all the time too. Good night, Random
Oh,
Chick.
absolutely.
Thanks so much for stopping by.
Good night, Leanne.
I would always move my mouse because they could see my screen. Annoying. Hit that like button, guys.
Yeah.
We'd appreciate that. So, all right. Well, we're way over. We're over 2 hours already. So,
Again,
anything
sorry,
else you
I
guys want to
couldn't-
cover before we get out of here?
Just, I guess, one more question. I mean, it's
Sure.
something that everybody always knows, and it's the answer. But I always like to get a little refresher. Is what is your guys' opinion on people saying you're stealing from the poor?
Oh, Mark's gonna get some
I
sales
didn't
out of
watch my
this one.
video again.
What? Go ahead, Jimmy. You can go first.
I was like, you didn't watch my video, Ed. I talked about it. I'm joking.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Well, apparently Adam didn't watch it either. It's okay.
I know. Sarah watches it.
Gotta watch. Or,
Oh.
or remember, Jimmy, I was
No,
food poisoned for 4 days.
I know. I'm messing with you. So yes, we are not stealing from the poor because Goodwill's not for the poor anymore. So there's
That's
my
true.
rant. But no, like I said, even if I'm shopping at the bins, I'm not still taking from the poor. Like I said in my video, if I'm in the bins, I feel like I'm saving the environment because that's the last trip for that thing before it heads to the dump. So
Right.
I feel like I'm helping out. So
Yeah.
that's my point.
That's a good one. My point has always been the same, is that first of all, most people that are really, really hard up for money are not shopping at thrift stores. And if they are, they're not buying the same stuff that we're buying. Like, and if they are, like, this Cabbage Patch was not appropriate, may or may not have been appropriate to give to a child before Sarah got her hands on it and cleaned it up. So, that's kind of my argument all the time. And then the other side of it is that thrift stores, again, like you said, are no longer for poor people. Like they're not put there so that people can get, stuff to be able to make ends meet or to send, that's just, it's not the way it works anymore. But we are funding stuff like that with our money. Goodwill has many programs. Salvation Army has tons of programs. The vets where we buy a lot of our stuff from, they have all these programs. So all of our money that we're spending, which is probably double or triple what the normal consumer would spend at a thrift store, is going to all these programs to help wounded veterans, to help people get, the Goodwill school programs, all that stuff, Salvation Army and their food, their kitchens and their housing and stuff like that. It's all our money's going to that stuff. So we're actually helping the poor more than we're hurting things. So that's my normal thing whenever I hear that.
Yeah, and I agree too, because we research. We look for very specific things. We don't just go in there and get every single mall brand item that's at the racks or whatnot. Even on dollar days, sometimes, or at least here in Cali, in dollar days, they don't get every single color either because they're just brands that aren't worth it. If they really wanted to, the people who are in need, they can get that. And a lot of these thrift stores and Goodwills too, they know what brands to look out for resellers, and they price them up for that reason because they know they could get a lot more money from us, and then they price all those very common brands very cheaply for that reason. It's like they know we're not going to pick that up, so they got to get rid of it one way or another.
Right. Yeah. I don't think the stores are. I think they're nonprofit organizations. I don't think they're priced or designed around people walking in and getting. But I mean, here's the thing: if someone that didn't have a lot of money was going into a Goodwill or something to buy something, more than likely what they're buying is like a suit or something like that, and you can still get those pretty cheap. And even the Cabbage Patch Kids that we sell, a brand new Cabbage Patch Kid is $55. I know because I bought 2 of them for Sarah for gifts, and they're $50.
Oh, wow,
really?
Yeah.
So I didn't even know that.
We're selling them for 20. So like, if anything, you're getting a clean, well taken care of Cabbage Patch for cheaper than you would get a brand new one. So again, still helping.
And I just want to ask you actually, Adam, because I don't know who's been doing it longer. If you or Jimmy have been reselling longer.
Jimmy.
Maybe.
Crap, what was my question? Oh,
it was a good one.
Since is it just recently that you've noticed that thrift stores and Goodwills have actually gotten a lot more attention, or has it actually been the same since I don't know how long you've been reselling?
You're probably the senior one here, Jimmy, as far as time spent reselling.
I would say, yeah, YouTube kind of helped the rise of all this, I mean, but yeah, because when I first started, man, we used to clean up in thrift stores, but now it's hard. Like I said, it's hard. If you want to make, I mean, if I want to go buy an item and make $5 to $6 on it, yeah, thrift store's way to go. But that's why I'm avoiding them now.
Yeah.
But again, if us 3 stop going to thrift stores, it's not going to stop the prices because the thrift stores are still packed, so they're still going to make money off.
And I don't think it's necessarily resellers that are driving it more than it, and it's also the people that like vintage clothing is a thing, and kids are into vintage clothing, and kids are into vintage stuff, so that's also driving it. They're getting a whole new clientele at this point. So I think a lot of it has to do with, yes, it has a lot to do with resellers and the YouTube community and stuff like that, but I don't know. I feel like it depends on what area you're in too.
Well, see that's why I asked too, because here in Cali, a lot of people here is my generation, so a lot of them are actually starting to shop more secondhand. I don't say a lot, but a majority of them are starting to. And you're starting to get all these thrift stores and Goodwill are starting to become more in TV and even just social posts. So I don't know if it's because of that now it's just either bringing just regular shoppers there, or if it's because just something with our generation that they only care about secondhand more than new now that is driving up the prices or just traffic in general. Yeah. That's why I want to know, like, if it was the difference between now and say, I don't know what, 10, 7, 8 years from ago, if that was like a big difference or not.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you, but I really don't know. Sarah would know, believe it or not, because she used to shop at thrift stores all the time. So that would actually be a good question for her, because she's been doing it all her life. I never really was in them, but I would imagine in the last 5 years things have changed quite a bit as far as their pricing goes. That's just a guess, though.
Yeah, they have.
I like Mark's answer to the tell you're self-employed, so you don't have to answer to them. Not being rude, it's just my business, and you need to leave me alone.
It's true.
They need to make up a discount for people that are disabled and mentally and physically. Yeah, good idea too. John showed up. Hey, John. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, John. What's up, man?
And YouTube has made thrifting more popular, starting with
Macklemore.
So I'm not sure.
Macklemore.
No. John says I haven't been to a thrift store in months. Wow. I wish I could say the same. We're going tomorrow.
And last comment, I guess, but to super fast tours, I think you've seen it in either other lives or sometimes in your lives, Adam, that they says like, oh yeah, I don't even resell, or I just like seeing the thrifting, and then that probably entices people just to go to a thrift store for themselves. But of course, in turn, they might get stuff that is valuable, but they don't even know it. They just like the way it is, or they look, and they don't even care about the brand or anything. Yeah. It just happens to be valuable.
Yeah. That's why bins videos are so popular, because people like watching people grab things out of the bins. And they may or may not even be resellers. They may just be people that want to just watch people. I mean, it's the same reason dumpster diving videos are so popular. It's like somebody found a way to find good stuff really cheap or free.
Yeah.
So it's pretty amazing to some people. So
And to dumpster dive, there's only certain people who would do it. It's not so saturated as just going to a thrift store as it is.
it's getting there.
I would, yeah, that's true. That's why they have all those locks here in Cali now.
So, last comments. I was reselling for the first couple years. Never even watched YouTube. Never heard of the thrift shop song. Neither have I.
There's a thrift shop show?
I guess so. Macklemore is a song.
Yeah, it's Macklemore.
Is a song called Thrift Shop. Huh. My recycling bin is full. What do I do now? I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna get out of here. What do you guys got coming up? Ed, you want to start? What you got coming up on your channel?
So, like I've been saying for the past 4 weeks or 3 weeks, I forgot. I'm still working on another video. It's just I just don't have the time to actually make it. I don't even know if it is really popular or in demand, but I'm gonna try it anyway. See if how the response is. I have I think I have one more what sold. Yeah, so I have my what sold video from this weekend that I had a lot of big sales, so hopefully you're excited for that. And then I really haven't been doing my lives because I have not been going to the flea market often because I have too much inventory to go through, and yeah, I haven't been doing my lives, so there's that. I'm just trying to focus more on the reselling side of my business. So that's why all you've really been seeing on my channel is what sold and some informational channels.
Yeah.
So other than that, I only have 2 videos planned. If anything else comes up, I'll put it out there. And then if you guys don't know, eBay seller check-in is March 10th. I already registered for that. So if anything interesting comes up, I'll make a video about it. But more than likely, it's going to be about eBay spring seller update. And as you know, every time an update happens, eBay goes down.
New specifics are coming. Yay. Yeah. Here's been reselling part-time for 20 years. Started with yard sales, moved to thrift stores until they became too expensive. Moved to estate sales, then they got gritty, now doing auctions. So, yeah, I guess it's just part of the business.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Jimmy, what do you got coming up?
Let's see. As of right now, tomorrow I got my lunchtime chat, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, and then I don't know about Thursday, just because my work's crazy right now. But definitely can have it tomorrow, and then plan on doing another video this weekend. So it was fun doing back-to-back videos. So
yeah, too bad you didn't get the brawl.
Yeah, man, that would have been so great.
That would have been so good.
A baby step in filming, as you could tell.
Yeah.
It was good.
It's working out. We've got this coming Thursday. Well, tomorrow we're on whatnot Tuesday. Tomorrow night, 7:30, with some more T-shirts, and then this coming Thursday will be me, Sarah, and a guest, and it will be Johnny. Cajun Roots Reseller will be on with us on Thursday, so should be a fun.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, should be a fun live there. And then Sunday, me and Sarah are back, and then next week we also have a guest. Oddly enough, and I think she left already, so she's not even going to hear her own plug. But it's Rural Squirrel will be on with us next week. So
that'd be a good. That'd be a good one too.
That'd be a good one too. Yeah. So we're happy about that. But yeah, that's what we got coming up. Tomorrow's video, Tuesdays with Sarah, is going to be Tuesdays with Sarah and me because I'm going to be there. So sorry, but we gotta get a lot of stuff because we took a couple days off sourcing. So we gotta divide and conquer tomorrow. So Tuesdays with Sarah is going to be Tuesdays with Sarah, and Adam's going to be in the background. So that's just the way it's going to go. So yeah, we got that all coming up. So that's about it for today. You guys got anything you want to talk about before we get out of here?
Have amazing sales, everyone, and be safe out there.
Will do.
Hopefully things go back to normal soon, and they are.
Yeah, seems like it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we will catch you. We'll be back next Monday. So see you then. Bye.
Good day, sir!